Hello, hello, hello. I'm back. Yeah, yesterday kind of killed at least two mechanical boss, but I doesn't do that much to be honest. And this summon so far is the best. So I forgot that I still using trust accessory. Yeah, I think I need the summoning emblem. Yeah, I think I need a summoning emblem because this thing fall off so bad now. Especially the bone helm. This one good at early game because it could give you like another attack, but now it's just so bad. So right now I'm probably gonna head to the underworld and kill Flash again. Hope I can get a. I don't have a dog now. No way! I don't have the dog. The guy dog. Oh yeah, let's head to underworld. Oh damn. Mhm. I think the best way to do summoning now is just hit the boss with a whip to proc the thingy. Oh wow, the spear kind of different now. No dog though, kind of annoying because I kind of have to kill some of the I forgot what it's called, like human? Nothing. But yeah, it's mm-hmm. they, a- they update a lot of melee weapons, which is really nice because melee weapon back then is so bad. It's just like the rain weapon that shoot out projectile. So yeah, so they don't even consider good. And that kind of it also really nice too. They adding a whip for just summoning that, so you can make just summon only focus on one enemy instead of just make them spread out. And also make your summon way more aggressive, which is really nice, by the way. Like because some of the summoning is so bad. Like I don't think back then people play summon. Like because they play melee because like they tanky, because they not 100% play melee pre-hard mode anyway. If you play melee pre-hard mode, it's so bad because you have like no item to fight, like no weapon. Okay, like what's something on the side? Mhm. God damn. You forgot to sleep and you stay awake for like more than 24 hours now. What is it?
You will die like a dog. The lowest
The countries that kill illegal immigrants. God damn, that's so wild.
unemployment in European Union is Poland. The high
What the hell happened?
GDP after COVID, Poland, one of the lowest.
Hmm?
You will die like a dog. The lowest
It's still loading instant. Ah, god damn. What the hell?
unemployment in European Union is Poland. The highest GDP after COVID, Poland, one of the lowest debts. Poland.
This is
Poland.
Dominic, a member of the European Parliament from Poland, the country that just approved a new measure to shoot and kill anyone that tries to illegally enter their border.
Unfortunately, one of our soldiers was killed with a spear. Because they behave like animals, unfortunately. They don't behave like...
So is it kill a border guard? Okay, is that actually...
The spear. Because they behave like animals, unfortunately. They don't behave like civilized people. We are the ones with this border. So we are protecting the whole Europe.
But Poland's strict border control and refusal to take in refugees from non-neighboring countries like Syria and Afghanistan has caused the EU to propose a €22,000 fine for each person Poland refuses to take in, and guys like Dominic to be labeled Islamophobic and fascist.
And Jean-Claude Juncker, the Commission President, says...
Wait, what? How is it possible? They kill a border guard. Like, that should be like an instant ban from everywhere. Not... Is that not even like a thing? If you want to enter a country, do it legally. Don't do it illegally. Like, what the fuck? Like, if you do this shit and you surprise that, like, a soldier open fire up on you, dude. You do realize if you kill a border guard, you can consider that in like an invasion type thing.
that you're racist. You sound proud of the fact that you haven't taken any refugees.
Of course, because this is what our people are expecting from our government. That's number one. This is why Poland is so safe. I don't care. I care about my family and about...
I think he's fining the government, no? I think he's fining the opposing government. Is that what he's doing?
Giga chat.
Yeah.
Guys, it's just as no. I don't think he's fining the people that are going across. Like what?
my country. When I see the wall, I do understand that this is for my future children.
Does Poland's strict border policy work? Is Poland significantly safer than the rest of Europe?
Yeah, of course it's safer because you don't allow people who violate
We are racist. We are proud of it.
He's fining Poland.
I don't really want any immigrants in my country, you know? Thank you, man.
Before meeting with Dominique, I headed to the capital of Poland, Warsaw, to see what the locals thought of Poland's border and their border patrol now being able to kill migrants illegally trying to enter their country.
At university, what are a lot of the students' thoughts on, shooting down illegal immigrants who...
So they only start shooting after the guard got killed. So that means they didn't do anything. Like they basically tried to stop people from crossing the border, until one of the guard got killed. Okay, so that I understand that 100% on the illegal, but like no way, dude. They not retaliate after one guy got killed. Yeah.
Come through the border.
I've never heard about it.
Okay.
But yeah, okay.
It is bad because I don't see any purpose to use a gun for the person. First of all, we need to talk. We need to identify the intention of the person.
Oh my god, that's like a tough question.
It's a crazy question, right?
Yeah, but to be honest, like I'm not sure like how they're controlling the borders, but like I saw a lot of refugees in the center.
If you kill, if you from all the country and kill some country soldier, it's basically like killing
What are your thoughts
messenger.
on here illegally? What should be
It's
done?
100%.
I mean,
dude, it's 100%.
These guys are odd these days. Like his videos, I know the videos, but
I
like,
guess I should go.
dude, these guys like just like
Feel safe here in
radicalized.
Poland as a woman.
Yeah. very
It's
much.
biased and
It's
stupid
safer
reporting.
here
It
in
is what
Poland
it
as a
is.
woman than you do in India.
Yeah, it's more safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more safe. A lot safe. You can walk, like, go to work at night, and nobody cares, and nobody's like threatening you.
It's not very safe.
No?
Really, because from the main street,
Yeah.
I really feel not very safe because there are strange people.
Here?
Yes.
Yeah, like men in general.
Some sick people.
Okay.
Red Devil.
They fighting me.
Who should the border keep out?
But I
Who
haven't
should it
seen
let
any.
in Poland.
Nice people, kind, and with good heart.
That's in any.
Okay. Do you think having a more strict stance on the border keeps Poland safer, or?
Yeah.
The guy who do that. What the hell? Am I that unlucky? Is it Wojan is to the point like the devil doesn't drop?
If you
guy.
apply to the culture, it's gonna be fine.
Safety has nothing to do with the border.
Okay, nothing. What are your thoughts on immigration in Poland?
Я сам являюсь политическим иммигрантом, и поэтому не мне отвечать на этот вопрос. Я пока не сталкивался с какими-то негативными проявлениями в свой адрес.
Why did you come from Belarus to Poland?
Fair enough.
Я политический активист, и обратной дороги в Беларусь мне на данный момент нет.
How was your experience going through the Belarusian-Polish border?
У меня чуть другой маршрут, я прилетел из Грузии, я жил в Тбилиси некоторое время, поэтому в моем случае без экстрима обошлось.
Ну, я считаю, что здесь женщине безопасно. И заниматься бизнесом тоже очень хорошо.
What are your thoughts on their stance on illegal immigration and the idea that they'll kill you if you try to illegally
I kinda need a
Но я считаю, по
gem
международному праву
steampunker
все
to go in so I
эти
can.
страны
Ah shit! I
защищают
didn't pay
свою
attention.
территорию. Но это на законодательном уровне. Никто из хозяев, но если есть граница существует, должны соблюдаться законные вот эти
Yeah, the laws
данные.
will be fair.
Поэтому, если ты нелегально пересечаешь, ты территориальную целостность не защищаешь. Считаю, что государство вправе применять оружие для защиты своей территории. Если ты бежишь от войны, пожалуйста, регистрируйся, получай документы, работай. Мне кажется, страна очень комфортная для жизни и, по-моему, очень толерантно
Wait, the
относится.
greater luck potion give you like one
Тем не
palladium?
менее, за 2
Goddamn,
года
the
мы
luck
тоже
potion
здесь
you
открыли
already bought
бизнес и работаем.
It's not based in pure logic, but there's a bunch of crimes that you can do that don't warrant you getting shot at.
Мы платим налоги.
What are your thoughts on the border here in Poland?
If somebody does a crime, they just shoot at him.
I mean, they literally kill raw borders, so that should be justified to shooting them, right? So,
Was it easy to get here from Ukraine?
Yeah, really easy. Few hours.
And you fled for political asylum? Or you work here? Why did you come?
Yeah, I work. I believe like in most Poland, especially like the eastern part in Warsaw, we're like fully open.
Yo. Is this shit like radicalized? Like, are you guys like you guys following your fucking head? Like, if some guy walks into your fucking car while you turned your back around, you don't fucking pull out a gun and shoot him in the back of the head. Like, what the fuck?
And for everybody who wants to come here in every purpose, a lot of people lost their houses.
what are you
lost
actually
the
talking
safety
about?
in their life.
Yeah.
So I do not see any problem with that. In my opinion, I don't have any problem with that.
Even
so,
illegally?
You know what? In my opinion, it's just like hard to be illegally at this moment because you have to cross the border. I think this is not like the main spectrum of a problem. Most
luck
of them
potion.
want to be illegally.
I think the luck potion increase the
they want
drop
to have a work.
chance of something.
So
So,
if they come to
Okay, well,
Poland,
this guy's,
from a
this
country that's not a neighboring country to Poland, should they be allowed to come in here and be a refugee?
Yes, sure. Because
Well, I
been
mean,
in
this guy took one too many fucking libtard pills. Sorry, it is what it is.
We need the help for our neighbor.
What are your thoughts on
Two
illegal immigration?
extreme views.
I think the crime rate is going much higher so far.
So what about like Syrian refugees, like Afghanistan refugees, Eritrea? Are they close enough to be considered neighbors?
Well, he's describing people entering illegally. And this guy says, well, they want to be illegal and do all that while entering illegally. That makes no sense. What a paradox.
Or should
No
they go to the
sense.
neighboring country?
They're not like, of course, geographically they're not
to
our
be
neighbors,
legal,
but if they
you
looking
come
for a
in
safe
legal, like
place,
what?
they want to be here legally, they want to have a work, they want to build a new life, I don't see a problem with that.
Have you heard about the Belarusian-Polish hybrid war, they call it? Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Of course, this is not correct. I mean, to allow or to bring people from outside just to put them in. In
I didn't misunderstand.
Before heading to the Poland-Belarus border to see what Poland says is a hybrid warfare at play, where Russia is sending migrants from China and Africa into Poland.
Russia's
to then
sending
enter the rest of the EU and then financially and socially destabilize the rest of Europe. I met up with Dominique, member of the European Parliament and Poland's Law and Justice Party. Is this man a racist, alt-right Islamophobe, as the mainstream media and leftist detractors call him? I want to ask him, how does Poland's new border wall work? Can any refugees come in? What is the...
Chat, in his last video, Chat, was labeling a bunch of shit as one thing when it was factually not correct. So it's gonna hard to take him for face value when he says, these guys are doing this and this other. I'm not sorry.
This hybrid
war
I'm on the defensive. Their border control differ from other EU
take the
countries?
in.
And more importantly, does it work?
And I'm very happy that we are on the street, not in the studio. Yeah. You can see, and everyone can see.
Japan.
Yeah, the difference. It's beautiful.
Would this look different in Paris, London, anywhere in Germany? What are your thoughts?
I think the easiest way to answer it is
$200 damage.
most important when it comes to data.
The
The
fire fell.
safest
Oh
country
shit, the
in
fire
Europe,
went.
Poland. The lowest unemployment.
Oh, this guy was like Eddie low-key.
Crimes, Poland. So if you ask me about any data, we are leaders.
Is the fire
That is
better
a
than
fact.
Poland?
It's not my political opinion. When I quote this in European Parliament, they were very unhappy.
Also, if you want to support our boots on the ground, independent journalism that is not bought and paid for by corporate interests, along with
like I feel like all the biggest same the
started
summons
in
way better.
2015 when Germany started this madness. In 2018, I said quite famous words: zero illegal
I think they are also
in Warsaw.
summon, right?
In
Oh no,
every
it's just
single
summon
Polish
as
city.
rival.
We don't want any
Fair.
illegals. Then they call me
Well, I mean,
Islamophobe.
chat,
If someone is from
am I wrong saying this as a flat statement? As for if you take it for what it is, that should be everywhere in the world. Every single person, every single country should have this as a stance. Because what does it say about your justice system? What does it say about your laws when you say, oh, we're okay with this crime being committed? One of the worst ones. These ones we don't really care that much.
We don't want any illegals.
So that sounds insane.
Then they call me Islamophobe. If someone is from China, if someone is from India, or someone is, it doesn't matter who he is, what he believes in. If he's illegal, we do not want that. The difference between refugee and a migrant, especially illegal migrant, is very, very, very clear. The refugee is the person who flee from the country of conflict, to the first safe country. I didn't know that Syria is bordering country with Poland.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
So the first safe country. That is why we took over 2 million Ukrainians. Legal.
Because you are contiguous.
That's right. That's right.
In the case of Syria, Afghanistan, Eritrea, that is not the case.
They are not refugees. I'm trying to repeat it every single time. If you want to come,
I don't have
you can
any
come.
soul
Submit
flight,
the
to be
documents,
honest.
ask for a visa, stay here for 6 or 10 months.
Yeah, I had like
pay
0
taxes,
soul flight.
contribute to the society, and you're welcome. Why not? We are not North Korea.
Sure. Well, why are Syrian, Afghanistan refugees coming to Poland and not
migrants?
UAE.
Why Qatar did not react? Why
aren't they going to Qatar?
Very rich Arab country.
Okay.
Where is Qatar? I'm trying to ask this question for years
Oh,
now.
I put my soul
and I
flight,
cannot
but it
find
costs
any
so much
answers
money.
because we've been told that this is a global problem,
Oh,
so there is a
can
need
buy.
for a global solidarity. So there is
I
no
can-
global solidarity.
I can
Because
buy.
Qatar is the great example.
Zid one.
Our soldier was
Oh,
killed.
did
with
one
spear
got him?
by
Why
the
is so
illegal.
expensive?
So that would happen on the streets if we
That's
would
big.
let them in. They started this madness by willkommen politik. Okay? That was the politic,
Got it.
welcoming illegals because they were hoping for cheap labor. They found out that those who came illegally, they don't want to work. They don't want to work, but there's much more crimes.
Sure.
So they said, okay, let's spread them around. Let's say that this is our responsibility and European solidarity, and then we're gonna get rid of this problem. So,
Can the
in
guy even
European
sell
Union,
his
they
own
started
doll?
the thing they called quota system.
Can't even
Each
grab the
country
voodoo
should
doll.
take migrants.
Nope,
They called refugees. That's how they call them. They says you're gonna pay like 22,000 euros per person if you will not take them in.
And you guys said no, we are not doing that.
Of course not.
What were the consequences to that bold action, I suppose?
They tried to force us to take illegals. We said no.
Wait,
it's better
that means I
pay,
have to kill the
better
guy to
frozen
get it?
assets, whatever.
The thing?
Rather
and
than
summon
risk
it?
our own life.
Okay.
And look at the streets now.
Japan?
It's a true guy
There you go.
voodoo doll.
Has Poland
Goddamn.
always been this way, Dominic?
This is what is needed to understand why we cherish our freedom so much. Because of Russia, because of Germany, historically, Poland did not exist for 123 years.
Chap.
Oh, I
If
just
you're like
using
a
a
war
worse
refugee,
version of
you go to another country, but it's not border to border, right? It's one that you chose, let's say, right? And you went through a boat to get there or something like that, right? What does the country do? Can they still deny them? Can they say fuck that?
Gain our independence back in 1918. So after that, after 1918, we had a little bit of freedom.
Oil
but
on
then
enemy.
in 1939,
then that's fine.
Germany and Russia attacked.
Both fronts.
Both. And we had this terrible communism in Poland for 70 years. That's why I hate Putin. I hate him because he's trying to go back to the Soviet Union era. The way he behaved, the way Russia behaved is unpredictable. 123 years.
Police?
Finally, we have an MP with a great English.
There we go. When did this hybrid war begin? Is this an act of Russia trying to antagonize?
Of course, it's because when you go through the papers, you see that the guys who came to Belarus are with the Russian.
I gotta go and try to get a flame wing.
So we know that by the fact, it's not an opinion.
I see.
So the whole process of traveling is organized by Russia, and because of the green border with Belarus, they are able to come Belarus and attack our border.
I also need to
so
get the clean nominator.
And they want to destabilize Poland and other countries. Because the whole thing is not only about Poland, Hungary, Italy, and others. In this part of Europe, we know that Russia is responsible.
Yeah, it might
when you
crash.
push back against the
I don't know if you can even open
illegal
it up
immigrants,
again.
whoever they were, why did they call you an Islamophobe? What happened there?
First of all, it's not true.
Okay.
One of my closest friends is from
Oh,
Syria.
come on, bro.
He came here legally. He started his company. He paid taxes. He's been here
Really,
for many
dude?
years. And we are
Really,
very close
dude?
friends. He's from
The
Syria.
first-
He says,
the first
never,
argument that-
ever let them come in. Oh, of course, they call us racist. They call us Islamophobes. It's not true. They try to tell us that
It's the black
doctors
friend
will
classic.
come, engineers will come, that our society. It's all bull.
Do you need doctors?
Of course not. I mean, but we need doctors, not doctors, right?
They're doctors?
No, thank you. Pay them. I want Poland to be like this. Look.
Now, is most of the Polish government in agreement with your stances on this? Is
This phrase, be like Poland, because of decisions that were made by our government. Yes. Dzień dobry.
Dużo sukcesów.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję. Dobre roboty pan robi.
Dziękuję.
Dominic, you're loved far and wide here, it seems. It's like this message is resonating with a lot of the public.
And you have to remember that this is a very liberal city.
Sure.
Are you a big fan of them?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Tell me about the live bullets, the fact that you can now kill illegal immigrants trying to enter the border.
I love it. If you are trying to commit a crime on Polish soil, you might be dead. We do not know if you're a refugee, a migrant, or a terrorist. That's why after our soldier was killed, our parliament passed a law that we can use live bullets to protect our nation. We heard that it appeared, but there is no such a zombie cities like San Francisco.
Surely there's some sort of
You know what?
protocol or
what is
we
that?
are protecting
The
our
unholy
border.
trident.
That's the way they
Oh, the
try
magic
to
trident.
circulate
Dude,
into
I
the
haven't
country.
heard
Any
the Aussie
illegal
trident
activity
so
is
long.
always connected to the drugs.
Like one of the best
Organs. Drugs is a very
magic
good business.
item.
So it's not only about having illegals, it's also about security and anti-drugs war. So we are winning at the moment. You can see how happy people are,
Putin toilet paper.
how safe they feel. You can tell. It's just beautiful. You can't see this kind of thing in Europe anymore.
Okay, actually, now
When do you think the rest of Europe lost this?
I didn't see
When
any.
they decided to be politically
they
correct,
will have-
it started with
With
the
guy
leftists.
voodoo doll, what the hell?
This is what they want. They want diversity. What kind of diversity? With a knife and a rifle? Is this diversity?
Beautiful.
You do not see soldiers with a rifle as you see in London or in France. There's no need. We are not racist. We are not Islamophobes. We are logical.
Chat, this guy I feel like was like halfway to the point and then it kind of falls flat.
cold. So I think it's very important to have this discussion, our discussion, while eating.
Oh, I'll back them validate that. Yeah, no illegals, sure, whatever, right? But if most of these countries are fucking intaking like actual war refugees, or whatever, people that are entering legally, it's a different problem. So they label the same that problem, or that he thinks is a problem with illegal immigrants is just brain dead. Like what?
Okay.
I tell you why.
Why?
This is
because it's so peaceful.
It's actually hard.
Around?
Like even harder for me farming for my
What's this thing? Question mark.
for the mirror for Medusa.
You don't feel any stress. You do not feel any anxiety. You don't feel threatened by anyone. You don't have anyone coming to your table and asking for money or whatever.
Yo, are these EU countries taking illegal immigrants or legal ones? It seems to me they're taking legal ones. What?
You just sit, relaxing, have a nice beer, and then you have beautiful pierogies. This is what I love about Poland. That's
Do you guys
why.
have homeless people here?
Well, every country has homeless, but can you see any?
Why are the women so beautiful here?
What about men? Hello.
No offense to the guys.
No.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, I should get
Poland
it.
is the
I
last
get the
stronghold of
thing.
normality in Europe.
Because I got curses that increase the
You guys say
spawn
both,
rate.
but
So
it's
yeah.
ironic. Ironic. You use an American motherfucker. What are you talking about? Bro, you act like it's something that they want, that they're open arms about. They probably don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it. Like, illegals are never a good thing. What?
Do I even
in
have
the world
candle?
in many ways.
No, I don't have that.
And you
candle.
made sure I wasn't a Russian propaganda asset, right?
Oh, potion is
I hope
fine.
you're not. You would be killed.
All right.
The whole process of replacement is just a fact, by the numbers. It's not my political opinion. By the numbers, we are in a very, very bad situation. And listen to me, I do understand that you will have maybe someone who will translate it into Arabic or any other. Do not come to the Polish border.
What will happen if you do and you try to enter illegally?
You might be killed. If you'll come here illegally, you will try to harm any of our soldiers. You will be killed. Cheers.
Cheers to pierogis, to Poland, and
Come. I'm telling you.
EUM on
This is
stream.
the only interview in my whole career when I let someone record me while I'm eating.
How is it?
Ooh, it's a demon sign.
As a man of the people.
It tastes like freedom. It's Saturday night. Look. There's no beggars. There's no homeless. There's no fentanyl. We don't do Chick-fil-A. We don't do
McDonald's.
No, we don't.
Burger King.
No, we don't.
KFC.
No, we don't. We do proper.
Oh, come on, brother. I was in Poland. Actually, chat, guys, Poland has one of the best KFCs. It goes
No,
hard.
we don't.
It is a hard.
No.
Chat, I've had KFCs in a lot of
If
EU
you
countries.
eat fast, the best fast
Poland
food
KFC
is
goes
outside of
fucking
Canada.
dank
Outside
for
like
no reason.
US.
For no
That's the
reason.
best Thai fast food.
We do proper Polish, very healthy food.
What are your thoughts on Poland?
We arrived yesterday, so
Where are you from?
Rome, Italy. Yeah.
Do you feel safer as a woman?
Yes. Yeah.
Come off.
Do you feel safe in Rome as a woman? Or Italy? Sorry.
No, not at all.
Why?
It's dangerous.
Where are you from? When you compare Rome,
He's going for
I visited. What do you feel like?
Because it's not safe.
Well, I mean, it's extremely touristic and fucking like
Hey, we got a ball
tourist traps and
finally.
weirdos and shit.
Who are you afraid of at night?
Men.
Which men? Men in general or specific types of men who come
Like that men.
Italian men?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What do you think?
But
Yeah, I should get all the same.
to fucking Rome, like one of the biggest fucking tourist bait of all time. Like, what the fuck?
Here's the thought.
Can we please order in the meanwhile?
Yes, David. Should you buy them one?
Thank you.
Should you buy them one? No? Okay. They don't need it. They can buy their own. Why do you think they feel unsafe in Rome? Let's be honest.
Hey, I got actually summoned one.
They are afraid to say something.
So his argument is that African migration to Italy has had an impact
Sorry.
in Italy, for example, or in Germany, or in
Yeah, like I hate crashing the mode because sometimes you just lose so much progress. Especially like yesterday, I think like my game crashed and I lose like 2 hours progress.
If it's Italian, English, Spanish, it's like potentially dangerous.
Okay.
Can I ask you for your... What do you think about Prime Minister Bennett?
Go.
Meloni?
Meloni. She's going to deport people now. What are your thoughts on that?
What do you think?
Good or bad? No trick answer.
Good or bad?
Hey, the guy French slip of things. You summon like a guy to shoot for you.
Oh, she's racist. She's not tolerant. Oh, so you don't know who's raping?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
What the hell?
You don't. She doesn't understand the question.
General setting auto. Oh, I turned auto save off. No wonder.
What the fuck is
No
going
wonder.
on,
I just keep
man?
losing savings. Like what the
Go. Thank you very much. Ladies, have a beautiful night in Poland.
The ruling power is so annoying.
In US, why they want Kamala to win when they are not happy about safety in
I don't even know auto save is a thing, to be honest. I still stuck in the old
what's
time.
going on in their brains.
They said a few words that I think are important. Inclusivity, right? Acceptance, right? I think that's it.
The real
Tiny, I got the
acceptance is in
clean
Poland.
naminator.
I'm
Clean
from Iraq. I'm
contaminated.
and,
Contaminated.
20 years I live in Gdańsk. I study masters.
So what are you doing in Poland?
Yeah, I study masters in international business.
So you are from Iraq, moving to Poland to study.
Yep.
Are you legally in Poland?
I'm legally in Poland. And
Okay.
I'm favorito.
You're very welcome. If
Thank
you are
you very
legally
much.
out, you're very welcome.
Appreciate it. I watched all of your videos and I totally support you. I love that you respect your country. Because I'm also like, are you Christian? I'm an
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, man, this guy had his fucking life in his hands right there.
True love.
He said the wrong answer, he's about to fucking get slapped like, on the spot.
Here, you are very welcome. I really like that you put Poland and Polish people first before anything else. That, like you said, we have
So,
normality here.
I kind of don't like the new update because you kind of need to build.
Express your whatever you
You have to build houses for your NPC like outside of in different zone, or else it's just gonna be sad. Like look at it, like my NPC house now filled with corruption, and now none of them moving in. And now none of them moving. I think this should be fine, right? Suitable. Okay, I think it's gonna be moving in now because no corruption. There's a guy, right? Okay. I mean, that's true. I usually don't build like tower. I build this type of house. Basically, I build like a tree house, like which is connecting one to each other. You know, like just stacking this house on top of each other. So yeah. Okay, I think the night just game. Oh my god, they did so much damage. I think I'm just gonna do the final mechanical boss. But before I do final mechanical boss, I need to do chain combination. Oh my god, the summoning class is so squishy. I think summoning even squishier than bunch of houses. I mean, depend on what you like. I like building houses. But I only build like one type of house. Basically, zip ties are how and the other one. Man, I never play. Oh, what is that called? I never play Summoner Zitma, so I don't know. Like, they just so squishy. Out of Summoner. Why there's so many minions here? I thought I just... the minions still spawning? The... God damn, the monster still spawning when I'm doing monster. I think that there might be something
Just
happening.
don't push your agenda on.
Okay.
I'm with my girlfriend, and I. Where is she? Come over. Come over. Is she Polish? Yeah. Yeah. Dzień dobry.
Hello.
Mam na imię Dominik. Cześć. You're super.
Taylor Scope? Like what?
You're very welcome.
There we go.
You see the difference between illegal and legal presence in here. Yeah. Okay, guys, have a beautiful night. Appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. She was cherished. She was taken care of. Yeah. If you want this Hollywood movies, this beautiful stories of love to be real, you will not respect our women. You're gonna take care of them.
Simple.
You can. And with gratitude and respect. Pay your taxes, get Polish wife, become a Polish. Be like Poland.
After a night out on the safe streets of Warsaw, Dominique took me to Poland's border they share with
The only
Belarus
drop.
to show me a project they've spent
Amazing.
$2.5 billion on to help keep Poland Polish.
So we're here. This place looks brand new. They're not messing around. They're strapped. They got camouflage. They got
Now,
big
what is that
guns.
called?
They're not here smiling.
Highland
They're straight-faced.
thingy.
Who are you? Why are you here? So luckily we have the clearance. We should be good to go through. Let's see how big and bad this wall is. They're not messing around.
Okay, that seemed intense. They did not play around.
No jokes.
They know who you
Oh,
were.
is he like the
They
Empress?
know,
Like,
but
yeah.
The procedure is procedure, and I respect that.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the border of European Union with Belarus. We are the ones with this border, so we are protecting the whole Europe.
How new is this?
Well, the wall was built very, very fast. I must say, when the first attempts, look, soldiers. all the
How
way
long
through,
is the
but
wall
don't
though?
record
The whole
them,
way
don't
through?
record them.
Pointing at myself. It's like, this is a training camp. This is home. What is this?
Can they
live
realistically
here?
build a
Well,
wall
when they have a
all the way
service
through
night,
and
they have a
guard
place
the whole
to
way?
change and prepare and this and that. It's a lot of them. Our border was not ready for that, but what we did, we reacted
There's no
straight
shot
away.
then.
We built the wall. You're gonna see the wall in a minute.
After the murder of the guard?
No, that was beforehand. When the whole madness started in Europe, our government decided, okay, that's enough. We're not taking all this crap. We're gonna build the wall.
So
But
how exactly are they sending the refugees or the illegal migrants?
what they do, they invite them to Russia.
Okay.
They are getting tourist visa.
To be honest, I never
Then
thought
they
about
are
Empress. Like, I
transported
rarely
from Moscow or
fight her
places
because I didn't.
in Russia to Belarus.
Because I was still
and then
stuck in.
to the border,
That's an
Polish border.
old.
I've seen some
Really?
TikTok videos
Oh,
of people trying
Terraria,
to
like,
break through the wall.
Some of them do also
They
doesn't
try every
just in
single
my
night.
head. So yeah.
It's not like you don't have to protect it. You do have to protect
Sure,
it.
okay.
Let's park here and walk. okay?
Amazing. It looks peaceful out here. What time do people start trying to break into the wall?
Every night about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. This is when they trying to cross the border. They know that this is the best time. Oh, you can see soldiers now. You
Okay.
can see some guys.
So he's aware of our presence. He's on guard.
You just said that it's very peaceful.
Sure.
It is peaceful. It took us 30 seconds to have a soldier reacting for someone's presence. Nie przekraczamy, mamy...
Mógł mi pan przypomnieć, jak się pan nazywa?
Dominik Terczyński.
Does he know you?
Yes, but you have to say your name.
I
There's no jokes. That's why I think they're professional. They know their job.
To trzeba mich zapytał, tak?
No lepiej by było, bo to też dla posłuszanego spokoju, nie? Że oni tu
Run.
wchodzić, to nie wchodzi, no.
Tak?
Nie, nie wiadomo, kto się strzeli przekaz, nie? Także
Oh, nice.
własnego bezpieczeństwa.
So he says if we don't have a mask, for us it's not good to be there because they are recruiting Russians and Belarusians. They want to know who's into the subject, who's interested in the border protection. So for our
You could try to get the dinosaur by killing Shark if you got lucky. So yeah.
It's not safe. It's a war. It's not a joke.
So we'd be in the database.
Yeah.
And is this largely contested?
So what kind
right
of gun are
here?
they using?
Go through this.
Right. That's
shorter, much shorter compared to
And
this.
it was thousands of them.
Thousands
of them in one day. They were trying to force Polish border and they lost.
Okay.
We stopped them. It was, I don't know, maybe 10,000 of them. A lot. So a lot of things going on
Easy.
at the moment.
Look at that. There's clothes right there. People are trying to get over this.
Straight away. So I'm proud.
The
proud
laboratory
to see
defense
this
system
soldiers
malfunction.
and to see
What is a
this
laboratory?
and
Is
see
there a
the wall.
laboratory in the
Because
game?
when I see
He's
the
invading
wall,
my chat,
I do
then.
understand that this is for my future children, for my future wife, for my future family. I would say to every single leftist, if you don't believe that this is war, come and see. Come and see.
Let's say I'm from Syria. I want to go through this wall. I break through the wall. What happens to me next?
You killed. Dead.
shot.
You will die like a dog. But you can hear now.
Who was that? Belarus?
Yeah. You can hear them. Yeah, yeah.
Who was that? Is it a speaker or people?
No, the people. They're in the groups. They communicate as well. They're very well organized. I think they are. Some of them are trained, paid.
Are they communicating?
They are not just simple people.
Like mercenary groups?
Oh yes. You can tell that Russia pays well to destabilize, like Poland and other countries. They want us to
If
spend
I
money on
using
this
the
rather than
hollow set,
healthcare or
that
anything
means
else.
I
One of the
reduce
colleagues
one of my summon minion.
just from this kind of distance.
Yeah.
He with the spear.
With a spear.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's not
So rather
safe
go
for
pitch
us
chase you
to be
now.
here because it's just a moment and you might be dead. But 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah, because
the
the
war
spirit
starts
wars,
every night. Every night.
And then we hopped in the car to visit another part of Poland's border deep in the forest. That used to be a completely weak border just a few years ago.
So Grana
A
is
little
set.
bit creepy out here.
You wanted to come and
It
see.
looks
And this is
fine,
reality.
nobody doesn't
Keeping our eyes
fake.
peeled to see if we see anyone in the forest. It's not impossible to get through the wall, but it's highly unlikely given the amount of security here. I thought
Like the set I'm currently using increases one of my summon, but I mean if I ever switch to the hollow set, it reduce one of my summon with more damage. Like magic and summon damage. Spell magic and summon damage. Okay, zip. Fuck, I don't know. Is it better to switching out to this set because it's slightly stronger? Like the Grana set is fine. The Grana set increase my maximum one. It also increase the defense too, so. Ah, so hard to play. Oh, let's make a pickaxe first. More defense for like one less summon. Yeah, that does sound nice. Increase. Oh, this is square now. Like I'm not. I doesn't need square. I kind of need a. Oh, what is it? Increase. Oh, summon mutism. They like from the mod. Yeah, the redemption mod. Oh yeah, let me see. Glorified ball. I think. What about glorified summon? I don't think there is glorified summon. Well, there is an extract play, a block that purifies them. Okay, I didn't realize there is no glorified summon. Like, look at it. All of them just melee, range, and mage. There's no summon. The Sunrise ball. The Sunrise just range. Oh. What about Spectral? Well, they got a gun. Spectral. Spectral got a gun though. But yeah, if you play other summoners, you are so limited too. So yeah. Oh wait, I got. Oh, is it a raccoon? Oh, the raccoon is fine. I thought it like the other thing. But yeah, like summoning kind of fell off, I guess. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to find the. Oh yeah, the Tiki. The Tiki summon. Never mind. You can only summon a Tiki after the Plantera. I'm just done. Never mind. Replica deactivated. Legends say the pet can fight. The pet spirit have been awakened. It can be fought after the pet. Oh, what is it? Oh! You summon a destroyer, okay. I think it's considered like a summon, okay, yeah. As a devours as scary as the water, so yeah. Because you're not because you kind of limited on the way you move, so yeah. Got the Hello Biome soundtrack pop. Okay, I think that the lab is it not adding a laboratory? So I think the laboratory in underwater, not underwater like a. It's not underwater, it's underground near the biome. I haven't seen anything similar to laboratory. The idea of spaceship. Is it considered a laboratory? Yeah, I think maybe in the future I'm gonna check out spaceship. No wonder the summoning class is so weak in Terraria because you just melee attack. You should do just summon attack on the enemy and run away. That's why most of the look at my defense like 47. I half of the melee defense. Yeah, let me watch
This would be a little bit more lax, like some parts of the southern border in the U.S. This is not relaxed.
This is war. This is completely actual war.
We made it. We'll hop out so you can see, but this wall is in the middle of the forest. The road is not even paved, just to emphasize how rural this location is.
We had to do it in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
There was no infrastructure.
Sure.
Because that is a green border.
Yeah.
So
yes, we see soldiers already.
We can see the border actually as it is. Look how long it is.
Yeah. And not only that, we have barbed wall and then another wall, double wall.
And then you have both soldiers, right? So that's very important.
Yeah. Fully masked up with their faces too.
They are recorded by Russian.
Oh, I got picture.
And there's cameras in the forest.
I need to come and shield too.
Any evildoers looming in the dark or what?
That's right. So day in, day out, they're watching these walls.
They're probably gonna ask who are we?
Sure.
I probably need to head to the jungle
All those
biome
cameras right
for
there. Massive surveillance.
health too, for fruit. Yeah, life.
Evildoers.
Everyone who died because of the terrorists in Europe is because your lack of decisions, lack of bravery, political correctness, you are responsible. Leftists are responsible for chaos in Europe. And they think they fight us, Republicans, conservatives. You're not fighting us. You're fighting with your own nations. We are protecting our own nations. And this is the proof. Can you hear that?
Whoa.
They're throwing stuff. They're throwing stuff.
We heard it. I heard a rock.
Yeah.
Should we say hi?
No, they're throwing rocks.
Why?
Because they behave like animals, unfortunately. They don't behave like civilized people. You can see on the video, they can easily, like long spears, like on the video when our soldier was killed, it's easy for them to throw it and kill you.
Let's get out of here. If you can't hear it on the mic, they're throwing rocks right now. People do want to get in. The question is, when will they try and how will they be punished?
Why did they throw rock?
Seeing the symbol of Poland's defiance against the EU's push towards diversity, open borders, and economic opportunity for those less fortunate from countries that are culturally dissimilar, I met up with Dominique in Brussels to see where Europe's elite politicians meet and decide the fate
you get
of
to
an
the best
entire
time to kill
continent.
Shock.
Amazing. What's the current split between
liberals and conservatives in parliament right now?
It's about 100 conservatives on 70.
I think I might need how to build another house. Like
MEPs.
so many NPC
So,
moving in.
It's not much, but I think
How to
it's
build
better
like
to
a
be
beach
a
house.
strong, small group rather than a massive. You know the story of 300.
Sure.
Yeah, definitely
What are
outspike.
your
Like,
thoughts on
like
the rest
they
of Parliament
keep
here,
throwing
the
stuff
EU in
at
general?
people
I
or
don't like
something.
it. I don't
Thoughts on
like
Brussels?
I don't like it at all. I tell you why. Again, I'm trying to be very objective, but I cannot be blind on statistics. Rapes, killings, stealings, stabbings. We don't have it in Poland.
Sure.
And when you see official data from here, from Eurostat, you see how Poland great is. It's so sad. But then, when we are trying to tell them what is the reason of all this, they don't want to listen. They think that they're better, smarter. And now, yeah,
How large of a check would I have to write to buy you out?
you don't have this kind of money. You see, the difference between me and the rest is that I don't need sponsors. I don't need it. That's why they don't own me. That's why I can say what I think and what I believe. This is what they're afraid of. The voice of the people.
Oh, this is it. Can we pop in?
Yes, it's close, right? Okay, so this is the place where we take votes, and this is the place where we have the speeches. We have two buildings. This is the machines for voting.
Okay. What will it take to make Europe great again, in your opinion?
To go back to the roots, Roman law, Greek philosophy, Christianity, not only as a faith, but also as a culture, as the way of living, mentality, art, music, everything. That's why I think Roman law, Greek philosophers, and what we had,
Roman law, oh
not
no.
only last century, but throughout centuries, is great. I want to raise my future children as a Christians. So when you see attacks,
Where
you
is the
see attacks on
laboratory?
Christianity, mainly on Catholics.
20 years, how do you think Europe will look
I
like
don't think
at this
it's
rate?
It's going to be
underground.
very, very bad. It's not going to
Because they
change
say
for better.
they
I
allow
think
it
it
to-
will
look at
be more
They
killings,
had
more
like
stabbings, more
the
terrorist
laboratory
attacks,
defense.
more wokeness, unless
Oh, jump
most
scare.
of the nations will change their governments. So, please God, they
Interesting.
will wake up. But the change will start if Donald Trump wins in US. Because whatever happens in US, it happens in Europe 6 or 10 months later.
Do you think we'll see walls like what we saw in Poland and other European countries soon?
It's a matter of time. Yeah, 100%. The final word to the viewers and to you would be always remember who you are, be proud of who you are, do not be afraid, be brave, fight, and make your life great.
I know this is a tough one. Dominic,
Interesting.
are you single?
Ooh,
Yes, I am. Why?
I don't know. I'm sure some viewers might be curious.
what is it?
Come on, you gotta think about family, no?
Yeah, I am single, so. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Be like Poland.
Be like Poland, be brave.
Bye, Dominic.
They're like, is it from the mod or it?
All right, that was something.
The fake online
It
therapy.
lost 97% of its people.
Better help.
Oh
Oh,
my god. I remember
I heard about better help, and I heard like they scam people. Like, it's not like 100% you're gonna get your therapy, but sometimes you just get like someone who doesn't know what they're doing and just wasting your money. So yeah.
back in like COVID days, everybody was posting about this. Everybody was talking about this. BetterHelp, and even now, I think Theo Vaughn recently got a partnership with them. I feel like he probably didn't know, right? Because he's not like in tune with YouTube the same way a lot of other people are. But man,
BetterHelp is one of the
Oh, this is like a demon
sponsors
stronghold.
of the past decade, and was exposed for exploiting vulnerable users, using unqualified therapists, and selling sensitive user data. It seemed like the scandal was the end of them, with tens of thousands of users.
Is it like a
unsubscribing,
demon show?
Hundreds of angry comments on videos sponsored by
Like, a
BetterHelp,
lot of demons
and
spawn,
their
not
parent
just, like,
company stock
random.
crashing 97%. But now they're back, sponsoring more creators.
see, that's what I fucking thought. I was like, what do you
Now
mean
I feel
lost
so dumb.
97%?
I should have
Because I
had
see
it
these-
here.
I see these
Like,
guys again a
there's
lot
so
now,
many
too.
guys without dropping like everywhere.
What's BetterHelp? So BetterHelp was like an app that allowed people to basically get therapy over the internet. But the problem is that there was a lot of quality control and a lot of ethical components that were ignored. That's what BetterHelp was, just so you guys were on the same page.
Than ever. But are they actually better?
Nope.
Anxiety, depression, and many other mental health disorders are huge challenges for many. Not only that, but they've been on the rise for some time. Yet, simultaneously, traditional therapy is inaccessible to many people. It's expensive.
It's way too expensive. Like, I had a friend, non-streamer, who was like recently going to therapy.
Is it from like
and
some mod?
They told me how
Or
much
is
money
it,
it was.
Like from the actual game?
Man.
This Demon Stronghold thingy. Like, I don't know.
Man, that's crazy.
Requires physical presence and is frankly just less flexible than what online services usually offer.
Yeah, sure.
That's where BetterHelp came in. They launched in 2013 and they seemed like a game changer. Patients signed up and were matched with a therapist and had sessions via call, text, video, whichever they were most comfortable with. If they didn't connect with their therapist, they could be matched to a new one.
Yeah, sure.
No cost, no hassle.
Right.
Not only that, but it was cheaper than most traditional practices, meaning that therapy was now far
So
more
why was it
accessible
cheaper?
to those who needed it.
Yeah, why would it be cheaper?
Is great. Over the coming years,
What could possibly be
BetterHelp
the
started
reason?
building momentum. By 2018, they were sponsoring thousands of YouTubers,
Yeah.
and the company exploded in popularity. The pandemic had confined everyone indoors, and demand for remote therapy was at an all-time high. BetterHelp naturally capitalized on this opportunity by spending more than $7 million on podcast sponsorships in December 2020 alone. They spent
$7 million in one fucking month. Oh my god! They never sponsored me. Fuck them, man.
$38.7 million in total for 2020, making them the highest spender
Therapy's
on podcasts.
nonsense. I don't know.
But during
I
BetterHelp's
think therapy, like, you want to hear my honest opinion about it? I feel like it probably, like, things like therapy work as well as you let them work. And I think that there's probably, like, you know, like, it takes two to tango, right? Where, like, yes,
This is probably
absolutely,
like
therapy
setting,
can work for you.
setting enemy ablaze.
But
I still prefer
it
full
won't
grip,
if you don't
full
let it
grip.
work. And I think that also for some people, it just won't work.
the cracks slowly began to appear. Firstly, users started reporting some strange experiences with their platform, many of which had a common theme.
My first therapist was
That's
10
one
minutes
shit.
late to
Water
our
walking
10-minute
I think
meeting,
it's
our
not
first
bad
social
because
meeting.
like the
And
entire
she was like,
way
oh wow, we
basically
don't have a lot
water.
of time.
No.
And then she kept trying to sell me her book. So I contacted them. and I got a
Wait, bro. I feel like I was AFK for like 10 seconds. Let me listen to this again. Wait, what?
Wait, they're selling her.
No. Wait a sec.
Which had a common theme.
My first therapist was 10 minutes late to our 10-minute meeting, our first initial meeting. And then she was like, oh, wow, we don't have a lot of time. And then she kept trying to sell me her book. So
And she said, like,
I
4
contacted them and I got a different therapist. He was also late and just completely missed our first meeting. We set a second one. He missed that one. And then he just texted like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. I was.
How the hell did you miss your therapy session at a therapist? This is so fucking dumb. You missed your therapist session as a therapist, and when you came there, you tell the people there you don't have enough time. Not only you don't have enough time, you even try to sell your book to them. Well, this shit is so not even unprofessional. Like, what the fuck?
Was at my other job and I was just like, what the
I feel like that's especially bad whenever you're talking about people that have like mental problems. Is like, that's what's so crazy about it, is like the commodification of that. Like, that's actually so bad.
The quality of therapists varied wildly. Some saw their therapist cooking or shopping mid-session, which naturally makes patients feel
Wait,
uncomfortable.
shopping
One
mid-session?
patient, after
The
discussing
therapist
career
was
goals,
shopping and
had her
talking to
therapist send
the...
her a patronizing YouTube video to watch after their session that told her, it's natural to want to do big things, even if it's never going to happen for you.
I'll say, personally, that's probably the least problematic thing that I've heard. That's base, yeah, yeah, but it's still problematic. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know the nature of it. It's a harsh reality. Yeah, I feel like you always do people like you do. This is a problem. I think that some people, and I could be talking out my ass with this, right? But like, I'm just giving like what I think. I think some people go to therapy and they want the therapist to tell them that the way that they feel is right and it's justified. And I think that oftentimes people are going there for validation rather than reality and help. And I think that there could be an example of that right there. Yeah, but in therapy, exactly. Paying someone just to listen. Yeah, and it's like, are you really doing the person a favor by telling them that they deserve to be a movie star? Like, are you really helping them? I say no.
Oh, I need a key.
Another patient had a therapist encourage them to put their baby up for adoption because their friend really wanted a baby. One Reddit user shared.
Okay, all right.
Okay. This shit is not even worth doing. I hope this website I hope the better have when bankruptcy. Like, if you hire this type of people, you deserve the bankruptcy. You deserve to losing everything you create.
All right, so I had to. I'm out. All right. I'm out. Like the first one, I was like, okay, sure, yeah. All right. I can understand. I'm out.
What?
Yeah.
A horrifying experience.
Naturally
He implied
growing
that his life
life
was almost perfect and that I should be like him. At a certain moment, he wanted to imply I had signs of narcissism in me, and having suffered from narcissistic abuse pretty much my whole life, that was very hard to hear.
Damn.
I had never felt this unsafe with a therapist before. He admitted himself to being a narcissist. I couldn't stop crying, and every time I tried to say something, I would cry even more. He then said, "Now you have 1 minute to share your final thoughts before our time is over." Thankfully, this user received.
No, they just.
Bro, this guy just had a therapy session with Patrick Bateman. What the fuck? What?
Oh, they did not like
therapy they needed.
They did not
BetterHelp. However, despite their trauma and only using the service for less than a week, BetterHelp only refunded 50% of the month's subscription. Putting the money aside though, what the hell was going on there? How are so many BetterHelp therapists so awful?
Yeah.
Well, by the way, I bet there are real therapists that things like this happen with. But it's probably a ratio that's lower than this. For sure.
As it turns out, BetterHelp employed many unqualified therapists.
Yeah.
According to them, it was the patient's job to verify if the therapist was qualified.
That's good. That's convenient
This one
for
says
them.
that they don't guarantee the verification of the skills, degrees,
So they don't verify anything.
certification, credentials, competence, or background of any counselor. With
So
better
they don't even know who they are. But you could sign up and be Count Chocula. And you just, there it is, right? Now it's ready for you. You know, it's like,
So
well,
they don't verify
you know,
the
I'm
skill
having
for the
problems
therapist.
with
So
my
they
school.
just
Well, kill yourself.
so they should pick some random guy who basically say, "Yeah, I'm a therapist," and they just gonna pick him in, and he basically become a therapist, like that.
I guess that's it. Yeah,
Bro.
I actually, you know what I should have done? I need to do this more. Imagine if I had gone and tried to sign up for one of these myself.
Ooh.
I should have done this.
Sign
I should
up.
have tried to sign up and be a therapist. And
To
see
be
what
honest,
happens.
ask me, go
But,
boy, yeah, that's a
but
therapist,
No,
I
because
guess.
like just to see what would happen, right? To test it out. You probably can't live stream it. No, of course not. I wish I had more time in the day to do more stuff. That's always a problem. I always feel like I run out of time. Like there's always extra things I'd like to do like that.
help, you'll be talking to professionals. Just beware that it's your responsibility to determine whether they are or not. It's your
Damn, that's
responsibility to determine whether they have any degree or qualification or certification or all these things.
Once users learned of this, the controversy exploded.
Yeah.
Dude, the mowing thing is so wild, like nobody talking about it anymore because like everyone just forgot about it. Like I think the mowing thing is just like flavor of the day. Oh yeah, like so to be honest, at this point I don't even know it even was anymore or just so scary of flying that plane now. So, you know, there might be something happen.
BetterHelp
I remember
quickly
whenever
removed
this
this
popped
from their
off.
terms in 2018, but the damage had already been done.
Yep.
The evidence was damning. If vulnerable patients experience horrible therapy, it can very well prevent them from getting help in the future, even from traditional practices.
My one session with a BetterHelp therapist re-traumatized me to the point where I don't know if I'll ever go back to therapy again.
Shockingly, that's not even the end of it. BetterHelp was concealing another massive problem that caught the eyes of the US government.
Oh. Tax force?
How do you run a therapy app so badly that the government gets involved?
Yeah, at that
Like,
point,
I mean, you think about that. That's crazy. Like that's almost impressive. Like,
I'm not a
damn.
fan of traveling.
Damn.
I really don't like travel, so yeah.
Somehow, BetterHelp returned. The company has recently emerged
that's
with a
the thing,
wave of
yeah.
new YouTube sponsorships and a brand new marketing campaign. In
I've seen
Q3 of
this.
2022, they sponsored 392 YouTube videos.
Wow.
1 year later, they sponsored just under 2,000 videos.
Man.
In March of 2024 alone, they spent $8.2 million on podcast advertising.
Wait, that's crazy. Like, that's way more than they even spent back in, they said 2018.
How did it
that
even
was
came
like
back?
7
Like,
million.
pretty much a lot of
now it's
people hate it
What
now.
the
This,
fuck?
how can they even came back?
Where do they get the
Their
money?
marketing strategy
Yeah.
is aggressive, as they are determined to recover their brand image and to claim back their market share. But have they improved their service? Well,
Nope.
their number of therapists has increased dramatically. In 2021, they had a total of 16,000 therapists.
I feel like the number of therapists
Who
isn't
doesn't do
really a
anything?
good indicator. It's like if I say your hamburger shop doesn't have very good hamburgers and they tell me they have 34,000 hamburgers.
They had more hamburgers. It doesn't mean anything. It means that it still tastes
you know what I
bad.
mean? Right? Like what?
But by 2024, they have 34,000, a massive leap.
Yeah.
What BetterHelp really needed, though, wasn't quantity. It was quality.
That's what I
BetterHelp
said.
states that it only accepts 15% of therapists who apply, but the testimonies are still concerning. In 2024, a clinical psychologist tried the platform as a client and had a strange experience with their therapist. Seemed ill at ease and unsure how to proceed. She made inappropriate self-disclosures about her own health problems. When I mentioned the problem with night eating, I saw a weird expression come across her face, and she mentioned that she struggled with the same problem. Without much assessment, she offered solutions that were absurd. She suggested I monitor the night eating and give yourself a star as a reward.
What? Monitors the eating
Yeah, I
and give her
remember
a
we did
star?
that in was it like first grade? We did that shit. Yeah, I remember this. Damn, that's people that are saying don't need to be a degree to become a licensed therapist. To become a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you do need a degree. Yeah, no, I know
Flush
that.
jungle. Oh, Flush jungle would be
Yeah,
a
I know that.
nightmare. The Barracuda
Actually,
in the
to
hot
be,
mode
that's
and
actually
the
not true. I didn't
piranha.
know that. I didn't know that you could be a therapist without having a degree. I just
There
thought
might
that
be a
in
problem
order to
later
be a
on because you
psychiatrist,
cannot
needed a
kill
more
like
advanced degree.
BUIB doesn't exist in the ocean. Unless you have to create like a
That's
zone,
crazy.
like a waterproof zone.
He described that
of the
his
bee
second
spawning.
therapist threw out a bunch of tips from her therapy trick bag and hoped that some might stick. And while they seemed like plausible solutions, she didn't investigate my experience in detail enough to know if they could be appropriate. The structure and setup of the platform may make therapists jittery, pressing them into achieving quick results and using superficial interventions. Another user who tried the platform stated, "My therapist was great, but definitely was not 100% present. She seemed distracted." BetterHelp still seems to place an emphasis on quantity over quality.
Yeah, of course.
This is bad, but it's made even worse by how BetterHelp markets its service. In 2020, the journalism website Jezebel began investigating something unsettling. As it turned out, BetterHelp was taking users' extremely personal information and
That's
selling
sell.
them to advertisers. Jezebel
That's nuts.
Spawning of people. Yeah, you kind of need. Oh, you. Oh,
stated that
man.
they began to silently
maybe
slip
mushrooms
data
still
to
grow
dozens of
underground,
third
right?
parties,
So, yeah.
monitoring our behavior online and signaling to companies like Facebook and Google and Snapchat and Pinterest that we were considering BetterHelp treatment. Facebook, for instance, is alerted every time a person opens the app, essentially signaling to the social media company how often we were going to a session.
So
and
Facebook, through telemetry, could automatically detect where you are because they have your location. They could find out whether you're getting therapy or not. And then they also have access to their pictures. They could use an AI go through and figure out if you're fat or not. So Facebook theoretically could capitalize on a person who's depression eating
What about
by
King Slayer
showing
1
them
and
more
2?
McDonald's ads every time they open up BetterHelp. Theoretically. There's nothing that says that that can't happen. But there's a lot of reasons saying it can.
When we booked our appointments, BetterHelp didn't even deny the allegations, as they didn't see the issue. They stated that their methods were standard and that they typically far exceed all applicable regulatory, ethical, and legal requirements. However, this didn't exactly comfort users.
Yeah.
Word of these
Okay, how did
practices
you
soon spread, and people were
buy
outraged.
the
This was an
not the
immense breach of
mechanics,
privacy. Many online platforms do sell user data, but this was different. Traditional therapy has something called a patient privilege. Information shared between a patient and their therapist is completely confidential because the details are extremely personal.
Right,
Maybe
It's the same as like, a lot of things like that. There's like the same with doctors.
radiation.
It would be argued that app users' data is not technically covered by patient privilege, but it's definitely in gray area. I suppose
well, it's not a gray area. It very clearly is not part of this. I think actually it is. It would have to be, because if they're taking the information and the information is being procured for the purpose of you seeking medical treatment, like, you know, your age, your race, everything like that, like this is all factored into you seeking therapy treatment, and it's used. So then it would be information that should be protected by therapist client privilege. Because even app data, like HIPAA, yeah, exactly. It's unethical. It should be, yeah. I feel like it. They aren't a real therapist. That's not the point. That's crazy.
BetterHelp forgot to mention this in their list of benefits over traditional practices. A storm was growing around BetterHelp, and it was about to get worse. The US Federal Trade Commission took action against BetterHelp, and the list of accusations was damning. To capitalize on these consumers' health information, BetterHelp handed it over to numerous third-party advertising platforms, including Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Criteo, often permitting these companies to use the information for their own research and product development as well. BetterHelp also failed to provide consumers with proper notice as to the collection, use, and disclosure of their health information.
Yeah,
the company didn't admit to any charges.
That's the difference, right? Is like, we're talking about like email addresses. Like, I mean, you could maybe make the argument that like the way that the app, the way that your phone interacts with the app is like okay, but you are looking at like verifiable information that's not like just kind of gathered through cookies, but these are bits of information that the user provides in the context of it being a therapy. I think it's undeniable. It's not even a question whether this is good or bad. Yeah, it is.
Like, if I had a sponsor, I hope no one take my sponsor seriously.
800,000 patients, which equated to a pitiful $10.
Like, if I got a sponsor and have money, yeah, sure. I hope no one take my word of sponsor seriously. Probably, this is better if you take game sponsor rather than just like product sponsor. You know, oh yeah, Raid Shadow Legend, and you can play this game and all that stuff. It'd be nice. But yeah, if you try to sponsor like a product for health, it shouldn't be like that, so yeah. Health benefits, so yeah.
Per person. Most importantly though, BetterHelp was forbidden from sharing consumers' personal information for retargeting, among many other restrictions. BetterHelp's reputation was ruined, and many YouTubers promoting them started receiving severe backlash. After this, BetterHelp went quiet, at least for a while.
BetterHelp.
As they kept, oh, they were waiting for people to forget about it as they went back.
BetterHelp. Therapy can be expensive, and the price of finding a therapist that you like and connect with can be overwhelming, which is why BetterHelp offers a more affordable alternative to in-person therapy.
But therapy can seem like this big, intimidating thing.
Boogie, yeah. Think about that. Look who they all are. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? Is like, There's a million fucking scams out there. There's a million things like this. Like, I wouldn't really even make a lot of it. Like, anytime, like, there's scam ads on TV, etc. Yeah. That's just the way it is.
Right? Well, that's where BetterHelp comes in, because their goal is to make therapy less intimidating.
I do feel like at this point, though, like, you probably should know. Like, if you're taking ads out for this at this point,
yeah, like no one gonna fix it.
What are you doing?
Because you know it's a
more
gacha game and
They
mobile
consistently
games.
position
Yeah.
themselves as the cheaper, more
better
accessible
if you
alternative to traditional practices.
It better if you do like video game sponsor rather than like help sponsor. Because it's a video game, it doesn't do anything to you. So that's what I believe. So yeah. The main problem, I think, in Egypt, because the BetterHelp is considered like a therapy sponsor. It basically like is the name BetterHelp. It basically helps you instead of a video game where you play the game. So.
On their landing page, they list all kinds of benefits you get with BetterHelp, which you don't have at in-office practices. Benefits include messaging, texting, phone calls, video calls, worksheets, and much more. The problem with this is that most of this is complete nonsense. Most professional in-office therapists offer most of these benefits, but
they do. I
that
was
doesn't
about to say easy scheduling, so you don't get easy scheduling. Like, what a subjective thing to say. Video sessions? You really think therapists didn't do video sessions during COVID? Like, it's like, how do you? I'm surprised they even got away with saying this. It's crazy. I feel like this is like, yeah, what the fuck?
Where's the sawmill?
doesn't stop BetterHelp from putting a big red cross in all of these. BetterHelp isn't a replacement for traditional therapy. In fact, they even say this themselves. Our services may not be appropriate for every particular situation and or a substitute for certain mental health needs that might require in-person therapy services.
Yeah, I think they're probably just saying that as a disclaimer for a legal reason. Like, I see them say this and I think to myself, oh yeah, I wonder why you're saying this. You're probably saying this because you don't want to get sued.
Oh,
like, that's really what's going on here.
To say, do not disregard, avoid, or delay in obtaining in-person care from your doctor or other qualified professional because of information or advice you received through the platform. BetterHelp's therapists also cannot diagnose any conditions, even though many are qualified to do so. It's fine for BetterHelp to supplement other health services.
So they're like cosplaying? Like, what is this? Like, that's
So
wow.
you pretend to be a therapist instead of like doing actual therapist stuff.
Diagnose
Man, that actually
patients,
sounds
given that
fucking
appointments
terrible.
are over call or text. But BetterHelp doesn't advertise themselves as an addition to existing therapy. Their marketing promotes them as the solution and replacement. It leads people into using their service, even if it's not the best solution for them. But that's not even the end of it. If we look at the big picture, something else is going on at BetterHelp. BetterHelp is actually owned by another company.
Here we go.
Oh, they're collecting data.
Okay, now we know where the money's coming from.
Teladoc, which hasn't been doing so hot. Their shares peaked in 2021 at $293.
That's pretty damn good.
And today, they are down over 97% to $8 a share.
97%
And their income is even worse.
Holy
The
shit.
company has burnt billions getting to where they are, and they still aren't profitable, having burnt $1 billion in the most recent 12-month period. We don't have BetterHelp specific financial data, but the data that we do have is already not in their favor. In Q3 of 2023, BetterHelp had 459,000 paying users. Next quarter, that dropped to 425,000, then down to 415,000.
Yeah.
These numbers continue to drop in 2024, which illuminates what's actually happening with BetterHelp. Their recent surge in marketing isn't a triumphant, defiant return. It's a last attempt to survive. The controversy is
Good. I mean, like, the thing is that some things shouldn't be commodified. Like, you should, like, for example, it's great that we have DoorDash and you can order McDonald's and have it delivered to your house. Oh, yeah. But, like, we're talking about
97%,
therapy.
bro. Yeah.
Like, this is like, yeah, healthcare. Like, yeah, you're commodifying this. Like, this is, this is scary, bro. Like, what the fuck? Labs, yeah, exactly. Some things should not exist. Exactly. Yeah, no, this is scary.
They're just wasting money.
Caused an exodus of users, and it seems that BetterHelp is struggling to hold on to the rest or replace the ones that are leaving. The company may have inflicted too much self-harm to bounce back. I know this video has largely been critical of BetterHelp, but BetterHelp is a great idea, just with poor execution.
I actually don't think so. I don't think BetterHelp is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree. BetterHelp not a good idea. If you want to actually go for therapy, just go to therapy. Don't go to the online thingy stuff like this. Like this is like a general advice. If you believe yourself like in need of help, you should go to actual therapy instead of going to the online post, online thingy like that. Because most of the online stuff like that not even consider like reliable at best. So so everything you think of this thing, just don't think about it. Just, if you genuinely think believe you need help, just probably go to therapy or asking someone going through for help. So the online stuff here is just like 50-50 because sometimes you may get someone who actually genuinely in online space gonna help you, but most of the time you may be not finding someone who actually helping you. So it basically similar to the other main course, like the Andrew Tate selling like a course for like how to be a better man and just giving money. Basically, it's similar to be like that. So
I think that, like, I mean, you could say the idea of people being able to access therapists remotely is a good idea, but I think that the fundamental nature of this app is prone for abuse. And it's like one of the things where there are a lot of things that you can do that have like a 1% chance of going right and a 99% chance of going wrong. And I feel like BetterHelp is an example of that.
Yep. That having
I don't think therapy is not a good idea.
So
and this is like, you've got to keep in mind, this is a for-profit company. Like, this company does not exist for the best interest of I don't know, maybe it's I don't know if it's part of a publicly traded company, but that would make it even worse, because it doesn't even exist for the benefit of the employees. It exists for the benefit of the shareholders. So true, and especially because most therapists now offer remote sessions. Yeah, I mean, like...
But here I think, a therapist doing remote session, they usually have their own agency, has a basically like a doctor appointment them to do therapy for you instead of like BetterHelp. Instead of like BetterHelp, we basically gather like a bunch of therapy. Like they don't vet them. They don't checking like if they suitable for the therapy. They just it's just random people. So.
I could see BetterHelp maybe being like, if it was changed to being something that matches you with like a local therapist.
Yeah,
then
like
maybe like I don't know, but I feel like this is rotten at the core. I don't see a way to fix this that's not unethical or immoral.
Solves a lot of problems, and it does fill a need, but the company has one massive issue: priorities. One doctor put this perfectly: BetterHelp has the wrong incentives in mind, and is not run clearly by people who have expertise in mental health. It's really run by people who have expertise in scaling tech companies. There is a need for accessible affordable support.
Perfect.
But BetterHelp has their priorities all wrong. They don't focus on quality or providing the best care. They focus on scale and dominating the market. We can clearly see this in a recent comment from Teladoc CFO. BetterHelp right now still has room to grow on the direct-to-consumer side. We have scale. I would expect us to continue to grow and drive efficient returns and cash flows for that business. BetterHelp may very well have room to grow, but they've hurt their chances by damaging their own brand. BetterHelp doesn't need to be bigger, it needs to be better. If you're interested in deeper dives, interviews with insiders, and exclusive tech analysis, you can sign up to our free weekly newsletter. Link is below. But until then, I'm Hari, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
I think, by the way, that's like the most W way to like advertise like any service that you do, is like at the end of something and be like, if you liked it, here's more of it. That's, yeah, very, very good thing. I've watched a lot of Logically Answered videos before. The torrent videos that I watched a little while ago. I think that like fundamentally this type of a dynamic is prone for abuse at such a level that it's dangerous for people to be involved with it. And I think that whenever you have like a actual physical location with a person who has more accountability, then that person is going to be less prone to be abusive or problematic. I'm sure that there are people that have had therapists that if they've had really bad experiences with therapists. Like, I mean, I've heard of these myself, and also like, again, you know, wow, there is a, you know, a profession where there are people in the profession that are bad at it. Like every profession is like that, right? So Black Belt take is this is the best case for BetterHelp is to prepare people for having therapists waste their time. Yeah, I don't know, man. A therapist that'll gaslight you? Yeah, I'll link you guys the video. I think that they need to change their name. Like if I was BetterHelp and like they consulted me of like, what should we do? And I couldn't tell them stop doing this, I would say they need to change their name and they need to change like the way that they advertise. Like that's probably what they should do. Because like the name at this point is so badly, like even if BetterHelp improves, you're always gonna have YouTube commenters saying that it's a scam. Like that's just what
100%.
happens. So it's the same as like No Man's Sky or like WoW or something like that. Is like once that first impression is made and people like the public makes up their mind, then it's really hard to undo that first impression.
But I
And
did
so
No Man's
it's
Sky
kind of
better
like
now.
what I was saying before, you know, build 100 bridges and suck one dick. You're not a bridge builder, you're a dick sucker. And I feel like BetterHelp has sucked 100 dicks. So guess what? And also, I don't even know if they've ever built a bridge at all. Problem? Oh, hey, I'm just saying, right? I've been in therapy since I was 5, since COVID, with telemeetings, professional is smooth and easy process. Yeah, I just feel like this whole
Where's the
topic is
angle
like
at?
weird, bro. Like it's very weird, and it's like the commodification of that is, I think, very dangerous. And also, like, I think that one doctor, like, really kind of put it into perspective where he's like, yeah, these people are good at making tech companies, not good at helping people, right? Like, basically, the existence of this app is not to help people, it's to make money. It's clear a business model isn't therapy, it's selling confidential data. Yeah, that's true.
Dude, I'm more surprised that's like one doctor, like of all people, like one doctor just straight up showing up late and selling her book to like to the client. Like of all things they do, like yeah. It's so bad. At that point, it's better just to go to the bar and vent it to the bartender and probably do a better job. Do the better job. Okay, finish the sea house. At least it doesn't look that bad. But yeah. Oh yeah, maybe I should do the old army. There's the old one army because they also sell you stuff, right? Like sell you where's that guy? Where's the bartender at? The old one army, it is it summon? No, it don't have a sense summon. It's more like sentry, like tourist. But yeah. 30%. Dude, yeah, depend. A lot of players used to work too, they kind of lenient, but if you missing like 30 minutes late, yeah, good luck. They're just gonna stack up the case and fire you like the next time. Like in some plays they allow that you let up at least 15 minutes, but like more than that you just screw, yeah. And also like they selling stuff to gotta sell your own book to it, like man, that's fucking wild. Oh, like P. Diddy just a tip of the Hollywood's eyebrow. Oh, is it?
I'm actually really curious to see what's going to happen with this.
I mean, yeah, P. Diddy a tip of that, but like Harvey Weinstein got caught and no one talked about. like people knew Harvey Weinstein doing this kind of shit, but no one talked about it. Like no one exposed it. So yeah.
The P. Diddy scandal has finally uncovered just how dark and twisted those in control of our culture really are. From some of the most disturbing sex parties ever.
And the thing is that, like, I kind of don't want to say this, but like, if Leonardo DiCaprio and Howard Stern got named, I'd be like, yeah.
Recorded sleepovers with a teenage Justin
It's a
Bieber,
soulful
funding
scene,
and controlling your favorite celebrities, hosting his own Love Island where he took people off the radar.
I got an island, it's called Love Island. When you going off the grid with me, you gotta go to sleep for a week.
Free.
What the? Is a Love Island?
That's a self. What he just
He
said.
self-report. He just self-report himself.
Parties, whilst also allegedly taking down some of the most iconic musicians in the industry.
Oh my
the P. Diddy
God.
situation is truly disturbing, and now that he's in custody, only time will tell what's going to happen next. But the fact that this has been going on secretly behind the closed doors of the Hollywood elite for decades shows just how well covered this truly was. But
Yeah.
now, finally, the truth is unraveling in front of our very eyes. P. Diddy.
I will say that, like, people that heard about this or knew about this and didn't speak out against it, I don't necessarily think that they're bad people. Not categorically, all of them. Because I don't think that, like, because if you speak out against this and bro, well, let me explain why, okay? Like, before people get mad about this, let me explain why. It's because I understand, and I would probably do it, I would speak out against it despite this. However, a lot of people believe it's not their place to do it because they weren't victims, and it's up to the victims to do it, and they don't want to throw the victim into a situation where they're not prepared and mentally or emotionally able to deal with the situation. So I think that's whack. Yeah, like, so, okay, I view it as a trolley problem, basically. And so because of that, I would still make it public, where it's like, yes, this could damage these people, but it also could prevent it from happening to an unknown amount of people in the future. So I have the same conclusion, but I don't think that their perspective is entirely invalid.
Needs hardly any introduction. Before he was infamous for his crimes, he was at the top of society. He rubbed shoulders with
Especially if people don't really know about it, right? You hear about this, maybe this happened.
Yeah,
Are
we
you
just
really going to
hearsay.
go out and spread some crazy rumor like this that you don't really know?
powerful celebrities in the world. He knew everyone in the music industry, from Jay-Z, Beyonce, Snoop Dogg,
That's
to
crazy.
Biggie
That's a
Smalls,
lot of
and even
people.
Justin Bieber. However, this recent case has exposed how truly twisted the celebrity elites truly are. The investigation began initially in November 2023 by Sean's ex-girlfriend, Cassandra Cassie Ventura. She accused him of misconduct and filed a lawsuit. Cassandra and P. Diddy then settled out of court the very next day, and one of his lawyers, Ben Braffman, was clear that it was by no means an admission of wrongdoing.
Of
P. Diddy
course.
then released a statement wishing Cassandra the best in order to further support the idea that he was innocent.
Right,
But guilty
yeah.
or not, it certainly left a stain on his name. Cassandra then released a statement thanking her friends and family for their support, and the settlement amount was left undisclosed.
It
seemed
always
to be a
is.
case closed, done and dusted job, or at least that.
Well, I think the reason is, like, I mean, let's just think about this logically. Why would he do this if, like, he's paying this massive amount of money? It's no way a mission of wrongdoing. Like, I mean, come on.
He doing it to like hiding the fact.
I hope
Like,
she got paid. Yeah, she probably got paid a
Little
ton of
did P.
money.
Diddy know that this
Like
would be
money.
the beginning of the end for him, and would start the ball rolling with many accusations
there
and
like a
investigations that would
sign?
lead to his
There's
demise.
a biome
A
here?
further 2 lawsuits were then
No.
filed, with accusations of abuse and sexual assault by 2 other women. Joy Dickerson claimed that in 1991, when she was just a 19-year-old college student, P. Diddy had drugged her after a date and sexually assaulted her in her home. Lizard
Jesus.
Gardner was the next victim to come forward, claiming she and a friend were drugged and put in separate rooms where at first, P. Diddy and then Aaron Hall would do awful sexual acts against them. She then found out her friend had the exact same treatment as well, as it seems like they both took turns doing these awful crimes against these girls. Lizard was just 16 at the time, and then a few days later, P. Diddy pitched up at her house and assaulted her again, this time choking her until she passed out. As he
what the fuck? What's the actual fuck?
What the fuck?
was irritated at the thought that Lizard might mention this to his girlfriend. Then in December 2023, another person came forward
Wait, what?
that Lizard might
until she almost passed out because he was worried she might divulge what happened. So he
mentioned this to his girlfriend. Then in December 2023, another person came forward with more accusations aimed at him. She claimed that she had been gang raped and sex trafficked. She said that Harvey Pierre, who was the president of Combs Bad Boy Records, flew her from Detroit to New York in 2023. However, while with them, a third man joined P. Diddy and Pierre and gang raped her.
I think that like this is a really interesting component that whenever I'm looking at stories like this,
it's a whole group of them.
Like I kind of have like a degree of the more details line up between stories and the more minute the details, the more I believe the stories. And like the whole gang raping and drugging people, I know it's common, but this seems to be a common factor among all of them.
Yep.
And like for me, whenever I read situations like this, if I see a bunch of like these like really kind of abstract commonalities, it probably happened. Yeah, the dots connect.
Complained that he couldn't finish until he had his nipples pinched. The suit included a photograph from the night in question of her sitting on Sheen's lap. She was only 17 then, and was now the fourth woman to come forward in just a matter of weeks. This time, P. Diddy did not settle out of court. In fact, he issued a statement on his Instagram saying, quote, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation, and my legacy.
Shouldn't have put that out there.
Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of these awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." But there were several red flags hinted by friends of P. Diddy, particularly in Usher's interview with Howard Stern, where subtle suggestions indicate that these new allegations were possibly founded as far back as 2016, back when the interview took place. As Usher described his experiences when he lived with
what did he say?
2016.
Living with Diddy comes as questioning experience.
Back when the interview took place.
What did he say?
As Usher described his experiences when he lived with Sheen Coon for a year, and said he was exposed to some very curious things, but at that age, he didn't understand it.
I moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's
Camp.
what it was called. Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle. I don't know if I could.
The lifestyle, yeah, the lifestyle of fucking criminal.
Indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
It's only now that it stands out because it further.
What the fuck? Jesus, like. He knew, but he's 13. I don't know, like.
Supports the allegations. When Howard asked Usher if he would allow his own son to participate in the Puffy Flavor Camp, as P. Diddy would call it, Usher didn't hesitate to say no.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Well, he sent somebody else's. His name was Justin Bieber.
No.
In a Rolling Stone interview with Usher in 2004, he elaborated on his experiences with living with P. Diddy.
Oh my God.
He said there was always girls around. You'd open a door and see somebody doing it, or several people in a room having an orgy. You never knew what was going to happen. With this in mind, it wasn't that surprising that by February 27th, 2024...
And they just brought a kid in there? I mean, this isn't like 17, right? This is 13.
Yeah, Usher like 30, like... He's just a dreamer. What, like
album, the
14,
Love
15
sued P.
doing
Diddy
that
for
time.
$30 million for sexual assault.
Yeah.
He claimed that he was also drugged and woke up in a bed with 2 male sex workers and Mr. P. Diddy himself. His lawsuit included P. Diddy's son Justin, who he claimed would bring underage girls home and then drug them, while his dad secretly filmed these sexual acts. Although an adult...
What, is this son? Actor claims.
Bro, this guy...
He's a wild animal.
This is this is insane. It's fucking insane.
It's a pattern behavior as well. Like, it's not just one thingy. Like, he had been doing
Like,
for 25
no, I mean,
years.
I thought
More
it
than
was like,
25
oh
years,
yeah, hooking up with some girls, and you know, this guy was like sleeping with a 16-year-old girl. Okay, you know, like, all right, this is like, it's just your typical situation, right? This has happened many times in Hollywood. This is crazy. His kid's bringing like, and he's filming. I feel like I mean, this is some, like, I would say this is some Game of Thrones shit, but this is worse. This is insane. Like, oh my god.
A film actor called D'Angelo Knockout Marquise claimed that one of the photos used in the lawsuits was actually a still from one of his films. Although perhaps discredited, where there's smoke, there's fire. And P. Diddy was now desperately trying to put the fires out as more and more took to flame. P. Diddy actually admits that he did document everything in his life, so any sexual male acts could have easily been caught on tape. And the fear of that exposure will keep some from coming forward as well.
So he secretly recorded people to use as collateral to ensure the continued obedience.
Also, yeah, I heard that he had like camera, like hidden camera all around his house. And this basically meaning that he basically had a lot of videos that incriminating both himself and other people. Both himself and other people. So this making, so basically he gonna hold a lot of people if everything go out. So basically this guy just right now he tried to make sure that his life is safe, or he tried to bring everything down. Or I say they just no fucking way.
Wait, but then he admitted
died.
that he recorded people too?
Yeah, he
acts
died.
could have easily been caught on tape, and the fear of that exposure will keep some from coming forward as well.
And no party like a Diddy party.
At this point, like, what didn't this guy do? This is insane.
Yep. It is beyond South Park level. Like South Park is just making fun with jokingly.
Bodyguard said in an interview that the freak-off included P. Diddy having sex with male escorts that his then girlfriend was forced to find.
Looking at this lawsuit, she alleges that, you know, Diddy, he'll make her
I could care less about that. Some dude wants to fuck another dude. You gonna suck another dude's dick? Go ahead. I don't care. This part's like, who cares, right?
Online for BBCs for their freak-off sessions. And she say that, you know, in this lawsuit that, you know, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs.
What
and
the?
she was searching for the big black, not only for herself,
for himself,
but for somebody else who we all know that was in the room with her. There had to be.
That's really. I'm gonna be real. Like, I really could care. I could care less about this. Really, like, I really could care less about, like, this situation. Like, these are two adults, swingers that are into cucking, shit like that. It's a private sexual fetish between consenting adults. Weird, sure. Problematic, no.
For both of them, they was in the room.
P. Diddy would make them wear masks to keep their identity from cases.
She also alleges that, you know, while she was having sex with these male prostitutes, the male prostitutes, and Diddy, they all wore masquerade masks.
He didn't want her to know who they were.
Which is why on March.
It's the fucking Hunger Games? Like, what is this? Like, this is some fucking, like,
Great
Gatsby, Hunger Games, fucking, like, weird. The Eyes Watch. Is that one of the? I never saw that movie. What the fuck?
So this thing is like.
What the fuck? Like.
March 25th, 2024, P. Diddy's homes in both LA and Miami were raided by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations in New York. The raid was part of the investigation of sex trafficking led by the Southern District of New York, perhaps prompted by the now 5 victims who had come forward, one of which was a male who also chose to remain anonymous. Because of this,
only
the
5 back
investigators
then.
seized guns and P. Diddy's phone on the day of the raid. It was reported that over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant were found on the property. This unusual find would be laughable if it were.
The thing is that after hearing about all this stuff, the only thing that I'm surprised about is that it was only 1,000 bottles. This is insane. Like,
1,000.
One so incriminating by
1,000
horrific charges. It only supported flying rumors of sex parties that would go on for days with drugged up women and male escorts, all performing sexual acts in the quote freak-off to satisfy P. Diddy's endless need for lust. In the Los Angeles home, P. Diddy's sons were also put in handcuffs during the raid. It was reported by their mother that the federal agents used excessive, unnecessary force and that it was just racially motivated. But it couldn't be any further from the truth. Everyone allegedly involved was being taken down, and over the coming months, the truth would unravel about how truly disturbing this Hollywood celebrity culture truly was.
Now,
P. Diddy's
Insane. Like, and the fact that his kids are involved with it too. Classic race card. I mean, look, it's the mom. It's like there's a reason why you don't have people that are involved. Like, you don't have the parents of like the perpetrator or something make decisions. Like, the mom's in on it, and yeah, no, and that's another fucking thing, man. Is like now, like I would never think like the kids are like it's
like
maybe
no
she's in on it too.
No one thinks a kid.
I mean,
to be honest,
fuck, like how could you not be in on it? It seems she's got to be an accomplice. Yeah,
is unknown to be insane, as you can probably.
This is so wild because his son were in on it, and it's been 25 years in P. Diddy doing this shit. So that means like how old was his son when P. Diddy introducing his son about this shit? Like fucking beyond thinking. So yeah, like at this point I don't even know who would
probably tell by the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. At these parties, it was reported that the drugs offered were all designed so that party participants could go on for hours having sex.
Like
there was
meth?
a drink called the Tusi, which was dosed with a bunch of drugs. Jaguar Wright explained this in an interview, as she said that P. Diddy would put in Special K, also known as ketamine, to relax your muscles.
Now, if you don't know what ketamine is what they call on the street Special K. It's a veterinary drug. It's a horse tranquilizer.
This was then mixed with cocaine and Viagra to counteract the negative side effects of limp noodle, as Jaguar described it, creating the perfect mix to relax you while still keeping you completely energized for sex.
The cocaine keep you up all night, but unfortunately, it gives you limp noodle because of what the blood flow is. So you want to fuck with a half-hard dick all night. So that's why you have the Viagra to make sure that the involuntarily stays hard while you're numbing your fucking self with the coke.
Jamie Foxx even said that he'd been to one of these parties. And
that's
no fucking way.
Oh my god, bro, like that shit's sick. That's so weird, bro. That shit weirds me the fuck out. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like that's so weird. Like, how do you just do this? Just the beginning? Like, yeah. Like, that's just, it's sick, bro. Like, what the fuck?
And it's very likely that most people in the celebrity LA Hollywood culture would be partaking in this stuff, especially with the recent allegations coming forward in the last couple of weeks. And it's truly disturbing to think what was happening there. Recently, a video was shown by CNN of P. Diddy assaulting Casey, which further supported her claims. The video shows her trying to leave the hotel party, and P. Diddy had already given her a black eye by this point. In the video, P. Diddy's wearing nothing but a towel, and as he catches up to her, he violently pushes her down, then proceeds to kick her twice and tries to drag her down the hall.
Yeah,
the footage shows further abuse when he throws a bunch of glass in her direction.
Wait,
so
what?
Obviously, he's very intoxicated at the time, having just emerged from one of these awful parties. After this footage went public, P. Diddy posted an apology saying he was disgusted with himself when it happened, and that he's disgusted with himself now.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was f***ed up. I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. Disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
He claimed that he sought help and went to rehab after the incident.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. I had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry, but I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
The LA County District Attorney's Office also issued...
Man, he's gonna have to do a lot of apology videos.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, they gotta have him in jail doing apology videos all day.
20 years non-stop.
It's gonna be a lot.
a statement saying
That's
that
Isn't
bad.
he like
the video was
60
hard to
now? Like
watch.
PDD
He
like
could
60
not
now?
use
He
it for
probably
further
is
action
jail
as the
for life
footage
now.
and
Yeah, he
incident
probably
happened
never leaves
beyond the
jail.
timeline where it'd be of legal use.
Oh,
However,
yeah.
they encouraged
Statute
others to
of
come
limitations.
forward. It was explained that P. Diddy paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage so that it would not be leaked to the public.
Oh, okay, bribery. He paid 50K to erase the footage. And he's still licked, so...
Oh my god.
The sad reality is that this is the only incident caught in surveillance and actually exposed to the public. However, Casey's lawsuit was riddled with far more horrific accusations.
That girl went through some tumultuous shit that she never thought that she would ever have to go through being in the music business.
She claimed that P. Diddy would go into fits of rage and that she was his main target of savage beatings.
Well, I mean, she had a black eye, right? And so, like, how does that happen?
Into the bedroom and shut the door, and all I could hear is screaming and yelling and whatever was going on in there, I don't know.
What the
all
fuck?
All I could think of was to grab Cassie's things and start packing it up and just getting her out to safety.
She claimed that he would drug her and force her to have sex with other men while he watched, filmed, and
Every day he had to
videos.
record a video of him saying sorry. Like, it would be a massive punishment. Like he...
I just like... It's just like, I mean... Is a cucklord? I don't care about the cuck part. It's about like drugging her and forcing her, right? The cuck part, like I don't care about that. I don't give a fuck.
Party just
like that's just you want to go do that? Go ahead. Like NTR did it? Yeah, plenty of people like NTR. Great, have fun.
Bruh.
But fuck, he
beat someone up, so yeah.
Wait,
that's like
what?
main problem. He drugging and beating people.
Wait, often punched, beat, and kicked on her, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically...
Wait, he blew up a man's car?
Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive who he learned was nearby. Demanded that she carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous. And this is even the one that's highlighted? Yeah, dude, bro, this guy's playing Grand Theft Auto. What the fuck? This is insane. He blew up Kid Cudi's car? Oh my god.
He tried to be like a criminal or something?
Yeah, like this is like you've got to. I'm trying to think like, has there been anything that's been more deranged than this? Like, there's plenty of like serial killers that get into like weird stuff, but usually it's like one or two weird fixations. This guy, I feel like this guy just looked at like, what can I do wrong? He looked at it like a checklist. This is insane. Like. Epstein, well, we don't know what happened with Epstein. We're not sure about that. Like a challenge, yeah, bro, like an achievement list. Holy fuck.
Has since been dubbed as a freak-off, and as we've mentioned, it's come up in many other accusations as well.
Yeah.
She also claimed to try to leave him in 2018, which ended up with her getting odd. Casey also claimed that for a brief time she and Kid Cudi started a romantic relationship, but when P. Diddy found out about it, he threatened to set his car on fire and wanted to make sure that Kid Cudi was there when it happened. While it seemed like an idle threat, it did indeed happen. 2 weeks later, Kid Cudi's car was deliberately set alight. As for P. Diddy, this footage of the abuse could not have come at a worse time. He was already being investigated, adding fuel to the fire.
There's another dude. This guy is insane. But probably Las Vegas, Hollywood, couch surfing in 50. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. Professional deviant, yes.
Were coming forward with further accusations, and even men like the Michigan inmate Derek Lee Smith sued P. Diddy for $100 million and won by default. It seemed that P. Diddy didn't even show up to defend himself for this one. In Derek's suit, he claimed that while at a party in Detroit in 1997, he was a victim of groping and sexual assault by P. Diddy. And once these accusations started coming forward, people started realizing that P. Diddy was just the tip of a giant iceberg, of a huge Hollywood conspiracy. You see, Eminem, who's known to rap out his opinions, recently dropped a line in his Killshot diss track, mainly aimed at Machine Gun Kelly, that brought up the possibility of P. Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder. The line that had fans reeling went, "Kill was the day you put out hits, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Tupac killed," which was
Which kills the day you put out here. It's a day you admit he put out here.
This guy, bro, this guy's actually like, yeah, this is actually, he's playing Grand Theft Auto. Like, you want to know the only other person that I feel like is this reckless, this insane, and this dangerous? Hunter Biden. Like, P. Diddy and Hunter Biden have been playing Grand Theft Auto in real life. It's nuts. Much worse
so
than, and yeah, this makes Hunter Biden look like a good guy, you know, normal guy.
Like
Just wow,
like
yeah, wow, he does crack. Oh, that's so bad.
So, yeah.
Like, yeah, insane. Yeah, bro, this is insane.
The more insane
then followed
shit
by,
out there,
"I'm just playing Diddy, you know I love you," and many share Eminem's suspicions, although there has been no real proof of it. It is possible that Eminem is not holding back as P. Diddy's record company Bad Boy Records is funding MGK, who was gunning for Eminem. But Eminem didn't stop there. In other songs like Antichrist, he brings up the video of P. Diddy and Casey and makes fun of possible reasons for P. Diddy to chase Casey. In another...
The Antichrist? I feel like... you know what? I mean, this is, yeah.
Dude, I
On song
believe.
Fuel, he brings up the lawsuit and insinuates that P. Diddy tried to have Tupac's alleged murderer killed. In another song, Bad One, Eminem raps about P. Diddy possibly blowing up Kid Cudi's car.
What?
It hit such a nerve that P. Diddy demanded a public apology from Eminem. He believed that the rapper had gone way too far and was doing more damage to his reputation in light of the new developments. Well, he's not wrong, because Eminem's fan base outnumbers any other rapper, and they tend to be loyal and hang on to their every word. Especially when it comes to the disturbing life behind the scenes in the music industry and Hollywood world. People trust that Eminem isn't just making this up. All these allegations seem to stem from a
I don't think he's bullshitting either.
I mean, all of it came out.
So. I don't think he's like making it up. Now, somebody could have lied to him. He might not have the right information. But man,
and P. Diddy came off as a powerful icon in the industry. This speaks to the intimidation and manipulations used to keep all those people quiet. In 1999, certain testimonies indicate that P. Diddy got away with a shootout in a club. At the same time, P. Diddy and his then girlfriend...
This guy is the only guy that you can be like, there's like one sentence, oh yeah, there's also a shooting in a club that he got away with. Like, and this is a 19-minute video, bro. Like, I remember when, you know, like, there was the Michael Jackson stuff back in the day.
Oh, even impossible.
And,
he can get out.
you know, there was, like, a whole documentary about the Neverland thing. And then it was, like, R. Kelly happened. And, like, R. Kelly had, like, a whole Netflix season. Bro, this dude is the new whole Game of Thrones. Like, you need multiple seasons to go through all of this.
Where is it?
Like, I thought R. Kelly was like, that's really bad. You got a bunch of episodes. Yeah, you got spin-offs. Yeah, you got Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, House of the Dragon. Yeah, like
that's
you
a laboratory.
You have a movie for this too. What the fuck, man? Yeah,
so
50 Cent's got his work cut out for him. This is insane. MG was debunked years ago. Look, I love Michael Jackson. I also think that he was mostly innocent. I agree. But like at the end of the day, it's like he dead and it's literally dead and buried, right? And so what I'm saying though is like, but at the time, a lot of people, it was a contentious point, right? It was very contentious.
A lot of people think Michael Jackson did it. I don't believe it. I don't think he's doing it because like he thinks the FBI got involved in doing and basically monitor and tracking MJ basically everything, and they still didn't find anything that MJ basically being inappropriate doing to a bunch of kids. Like, I don't believe it. I don't 100% believe it. To me, MJ still a goat. Yeah.
This is nuts.
girlfriend J. Lo went to the club and got into an altercation with Matthew Scar Allen. P. Diddy knocked a drink out of Matthew's hand, which sparked the violence, where P. Diddy threw money in his face as a sign of disrespect. As it got heated, both of them drew their guns and fired into the crowd. 3 victims survived to tell the tale, but one victim in particular stands out. Now, Tanya Rubin reports that she saw P. Diddy do the shooting while Sheen shot into the ceiling. She herself was shot in the face, and her testimony has not wavered since.
I watched them both fire their guns. I watched them, and that is exactly how I sit here today. Because some thug criminal with an attitude and an ego that was outside of control decided he was going to fire a gun in a crowded nightclub and shot me in my face.
She was so adamant about it that she offered to get bullet fragments removed from her skull to use as forensic evidence. However,
wait, so it doesn't go anywhere because like PDD is so big, like it's her claim.
How's she still alive? I mean, if I had to guess, probably because it's right there. And that's probably why she parts her hair that way. Yeah.
Not there, like
that's what I would assume.
It even opened more than the
about it that she offered to get bullet fragments removed from her skull to use as forensic evidence. However, P. Diddy was once again acquitted, with Shane taking the fall, being sentenced to 10 years in prison, pulling the strings behind the scenes once again, and P. Diddy got away scot-free. This was even brought up in Rodney's suit, as P. Diddy would tell him that he even got away with shooting people and would display his guns to instill fear to keep Rodney silent and
well, and that's the thing, is that he was right. He did get away with it.
Yeah, he get away with it. What the fuck? Like, how even possible? Like, he get away with it?
What the fuck?
Compliant. The more we uncover about P. Diddy's life, the more these testimonies start to line up a very dark picture of what it takes to actually succeed in the celebrity culture, and how truly powerful the people pulling the strings really are. P. Diddy just seems to be the tip of the iceberg. Just one guy who was so clumsy.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I will be shocked if anything beats this. I cannot imagine something that is more insane than this is. Just wait, and that's the thing. That's the thing, right?
It's a laboratory.
Epstein is close? No. Epstein is so undefined. We don't know a lot of the stuff that happened with Epstein. This is totally different. Man. Waiting room for Jay-Z drop? I mean, like, this, like, dude, this is nuts, man. It's unreal. Like, I really, like, I honestly just, I cannot imagine something being worse than this, because this, to me, it's like, again, it feels like it's not even real. It's like Grand Theft Auto or something.
Where's the janitor?
You can't even believe it.
Made so many obvious mistakes and became so hated by the industry that he's finally now being exposed. But who knows how many other people are out there doing the exact same thing or even worse. But soon another 2 victims would come forward. This time the model Crystal McKinney, who claimed she met P. Diddy in 2003 at a fashion event. He found her attractive and offered to help her with her career. Once he had her in the studio, he gave her alcohol and offered her laced marijuana, stating, "You've never had weed like this before." Quickly,
no, I think so. Chappelle was right, even in his skits back then. What makes sweeter is Trump getting exposed? You think is P. Diddy gonna release the names of everybody involved? I feel like the names are already going to get released no matter what.
Hollow show.
Because there's so many other victims and so many people that have come forward, and it's already been made so public that even if you kill one person, it's like a Hydra at this point. Like, you can't stop this because there's too many people that know about it. Yeah, and also keep in mind, a good dozen people immediately left their position and retired the moment that all this went public. Obama's going down. I don't think so.
I don't know. She was very intoxicated. P. Diddy took her into a bathroom and forced her to perform some certain acts. Later on, she woke up in a cab, but luckily remembered what had happened, and she kept her clothes in plastic if they were ever needed for forensics. But because of his power, she only filed the lawsuit in May of 2024. April Lamprose is another victim of a much older
Engineer
Belonga
shall
case.
right
In
click to recharge
1994, she would
energy
meet
and
P.
engineer
Diddy, as he offered to mentor her in pursuing a fashion career. However, this would turn into a lawsuit of 4 incidents where P. Diddy would sexually assault her over the next 6 or 7 years.
Jesus.
If she refused his advances, he would go berserk, which almost made her feel obliged. P. Diddy then taped it all without her knowledge and had shown these clips to others.
That's the reason why. He recorded fucking everything. Did you hear 50 Cent's gonna make a series about this? Yeah.
Yeah, I think 50 Cent gonna show the shit out
Yeah,
of
this
it.
is insane. Steve Harvey's wife filed for divorce the day this happened. That's interesting.
What the? So
really
basically,
interesting. Wow.
Okay, people are gonna guessing now because like there's so many shit happening there.
I'll be real sad. I'll be real sad.
Like he had the power to ruin her career in an instant, so she always had to be careful. After a few years, she bumped into him again. This time he apologized for his behavior, but then fell straight back into his old tricks to lure her in. The indictment revealed that P. Diddy also threatened his victims,
yeah, 100%.
including by threatening to expose the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of freak-offs, if the woman didn't comply with his demands. Kidnapping, also one of the charges, was briefly mentioned in a joking manner in a Conan interview with P. Diddy, where he says, quote, "I don't know if you guys have noticed this, a lot of ladies drink water at parties. They just, you know, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. You need locks on the doors." And
what the fuck? They just jokingly say it right in front of like everyone and
what?
What is happening? Did you see it? What is it? It's stuttering. It's just shaking.
I hope this trial will be on TV. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be. I think this is like so dark and like so fucked up that there's like no shot they record this.
And while the crowd laughs at the time, it's only in hindsight do we realize how disturbing the statement truly was.
I don't know if guys have noticed this, like a lot of ladies drink
Was
water
that a
at
big gun?
parties. They
Right.
just, you know, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Right.
Gotta
right.
keep them there.
Right.
You need locks on the doors.
So he's just openly saying like
Which
he's
is why
gonna
last
keep
week
up.
That's crazy. That's crazy funny. Well, the thing is that like a lot of people, like everybody, that's bro.
September 16th, 2024, P. Diddy was finally arrested at a hotel in Manhattan on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation to engage in prostitution. His lawyers claimed he intended to hand himself in, but wasn't awarded the chance. He also claimed that he had handed over his passport, but it was cleverly worded as he had only handed it over to his lawyer, not the federal government.
Oh, right.
The reason this is important is because he was trying to show that he was not a flight risk, and therefore able to be released on bail. If P. Diddy did try to leave the country, it would turn into a nightmare of trying to get him back. However, his lawyer would have discouraged this. Still, it didn't matter because the judge denied his bail. His lawyer then appealed bail on the 18th of September, offering $50 million, which was again denied. And P. Diddy is now facing up to life in prison should he be convicted of the long list of charges.
That's it?
Including forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. P.
I
Diddy
feel like that's not even the tip of the iceberg. That's like nothing.
That's just like a beginning. Like there's definitely something.
Yeah,
way
that's
out there,
it?
so, yeah.
As a team tried to silence many witnesses with bribes, but
Right.
while his life went from expensive cars and parties with some of the most rich and famous pop stars in mansions and hotels, he's now confined to 4 walls of a prison cell, waking people up to how disturbing this Hollywood industry truly is.
Holy
it's also known that
shit.
the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, where he's currently being detained, is known to be hell on earth. It's the same prison that housed R. Kelly, who faced very similar charges, and Mr. Jeffrey was
Wait,
also
so
a former
Hall-
inmate before
so
he was
R.
found
Kelly
dead.
also get-
Since this
R. Kelly and P. Diddy gonna fight each other in the prison. Like, dude, I don't know. These two of them gonna share the same jail cell. The R. Kelly and P. Diddy. Dude, it could be so fucking funny. Both of them share the same jail cell, and they fighting each other.
Yeah, he did say he was suicide. That's crazy. Wow. Man, how about that?
Second appeal, if there was denied, P. Diddy has been put on an S-watch. His lawyers have said that they'll fight this with all they have, as they believe he's innocent. But it's believed that the defense attorneys have an airtight case and are very confident that their investigation findings will secure a guilty verdict. Regardless of the outcome, his career is completely over. He's been exposed for all the vile stuff, and now the truth just seems to keep on unraveling.
This is
all his
nuts.
business colleagues and former friends have done everything they can to distance themselves from him.
Yeah,
it appears
bet.
that Usher's deleted a bunch of tweets to get some distance, and even though he claims
Wow,
he
look
didn't
what
do
Zeke
this,
got
it does seem very suspicious, and
Wow,
nobody
man.
really believes him. But many celebrities are too scared to even speak out against P. Diddy,
Okay.
and some might
Okay,
fear the footage the feds have that could implicate them. It's been reported that Justin Bieber is so shocked about the crimes of P. Diddy that he's unwilling to talk about it. And after all the videos of him and Justin
Man, bro, this shit is...
Yeah, like Justin Bieber, I believe
This
he
is
like one of the
fucking
victims.
dark, bro. Like, this is nuts. Yeah, like, this is... What the
Bieber
fuck?
surfaced back online, it's said that Justin's completely shut down, and you can only imagine some awful things have happened behind the scenes that we'll never truly know about. Justin, who once looked up to and admired the music mogul, now regrets collaborating with P. Diddy on his latest album, and there's probably way more to it than just that. More information has also been leaked about how P. Diddy funded Bad Boy Records by drugging his guests with food and drinks. And
The thing is, though, like, what I bet probably happened, like, this is what I think probably happened, because this seems like what he did with his kids, is that he probably groomed Justin into doing bad shit too, and has him on recording of doing that bad shit. But he probably groomed him into that even as he was a teenager.
Oh,
That's what I
100%.
bet probably happened.
Like I believe that, yeah.
Usher too, yeah. I mean, you're gonna do it to your own kids. You of course would do it to somebody else, or did something to him. No, I think both. I think, like, whether P. Diddy did something to him or not, like, that's a foregone. Like, we know that happened. For sure that happened. Not for sure, but like 99% sure. Is that to using the victims against other victims? Yeah, exactly. That way they're yeah. Use it, like, turn the victims into your accomplices so they can never rat you out.
I don't know what is going on. We sit laugh. Look at
And
this.
like, what do you think the odds are that he does that? I'd say 100%. Absolutely. This dude's a psycho.
I don't have to keep
Absolutely, he would do that. Do you think Diddy was taught this, or is he just a solo act?
Diddy was.
It's
taught about
impossible to know. I
Here, it's just my theory that when P. Diddy first started out, he probably got a taste of it, and he wanted to keep doing it, and no one tried to stop him. So it basically boiled up to this point. So yeah, that I believe. It started small, but he keep doing it, and no one's stopping him, and many people around him, like kind of edging him to do it, and now we at this point where he basically like a massive deviant. It's too far down now, but he doesn't stop.
don't know. P. Diddy was probably, yeah, maybe he was also a victim. Like, at the beginning. Yeah, exactly. Right?
What the fuck? Eradicate the
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Bombing orgies to blackmail the elite's high-profile guests. Castle Black made the claim and said he had been waiting to come out with the truth about his knowledge of the matter.
Wait, his
But no
name's
matter what,
Castle Black?
this entire scandal should really highlight how disturbing the celebrity world really is, how there's power brokers pulling strings behind the scenes, controlling everyone in the industry, and if you don't fall in line, you can easily be blackmailed, which makes it so that it's almost impossible to know what's really going on. But with more clues like this, people are starting to wake up to how truly awful the celebrity industry truly is.
This is insane, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, this shit is outrageous. Seems very plausible. Yeah, like, what the fuck? I'll link y'all the video. Like, this shit, like, yeah, give it a like. Like, this is fucking insane, man.
That way for now.
Like, yeah. We need the names. No, they're gonna put out a lot of names. I guarantee you, they're gonna put out names for this.
Till we meet again.
This video's soft, and no, this video was from a bit ago. Yeah, and now it's getting even worse. It's like every day this shit gets worse. That creepy video of him with a teenager is worse. It'll give you shivers. Like, this dude is like, I don't even know what to say.
Yup. He commit a massive fuck up crime now, and he don't. And now he basically deep down. And here's the thing: he's not the only person. There are many person doing it, and many of them are trying to hide it now. One of all the PDD things first gonna came out, like everything. A lot of people wanna. PDD might bring a lot of people down with him. So we don't know. We don't know who did it. Oh yeah.
Hundreds of people got exposed. You know what's crazy to me
More
is
than
all
100
the
people, I
people
believe.
that didn't get exposed. I feel like it's all the assholes that didn't get exposed. Cat Williams is an asshole. Fucking Kanye West hasn't been exposed. 50 Cent, Chappelle, yep, not yet. Ooh.
All of these big dick deviants
I haven't seen this.
is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or
Ooh, he
whoever
sells
you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed.
January
That's all.
5th.
And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
I need to have another one of these.
Amen, amen.
Shit.
What are the comments saying? I wonder if people are mad at him for saying this shit. They were initially?
You'd rather get the heat now.
I kind of get one here.
Right.
Yeah.
After that, I don't really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
Right.
We good now?
Because the people want to know, why would he get blackballed?
Yeah,
Oh, because
I was gonna ask you that.
because in 30 years I've done nothing but collect information, knowledge, and your secrets. So if you and a man was in a corner doing something you wasn't supposed to be doing,
You will tell it.
no, somebody come to tell me.
Okay.
I gather that, I value that, I'll pay for that.
So people
come, tell me. I know so many things I shouldn't know, and they all know it. They all know it. Why? Because you don't make me the villain. Not the guy that raises black children and ain't never done a hard drug in his life and don't have no stories of doing nobody dirty. And they'll just go out and they'll lie. The industry doesn't mess with Cat because he didn't show up for the studio. No studios have ever said that. Look at my IMDb. It will show you that no studio has ever lost money with me on the script. How? That's why I'm saying, that's why I can't let Ricky Smiley say he was supposed to play Money Mike, because I wrote the words for Money Mike. I designed the hair for Money Mike. I collaborated with the wardrobe department and made outfits to make sure that no one in America would be wearing what Money Mike was wearing. I told him to go get the Prowler. I then told him to paint it purple. I told him don't have an actor playing a pimp. We could get an actual pimp, Archbishop Magic Don Juan to play. Like,
This shit's good. This is really good.
I did
oh my God.
For somebody to come years later and try to tag along just for their own self-aggrandizement.
Why didn't Cube set the record straight? Terry Crews could have set the record straight. Mike Epps could have set the record straight. Why none of them set the record straight?
That's what you were supposed to ask him when he told you those lies that
But I
no
didn't
one's
know it
ever
was a
heard.
lie.
Right, but he's telling you something no one's ever heard of. Nobody has ever heard, oh, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon was in a movie, and somebody said, y'all should switch roles. Like, this is a business.
But that's the thing, Kat. Normally when people will give you information, I'm thinking I'm hearing it for the first time, and they're giving information no one else knows or have ever heard. So I'm taking them at face value.
These are lies.
He's not wrong. Of course, he's not going to try to go fight some fucking shit, like tell somebody they're wrong about a story they're telling him. Like, yeah, he got no frame of reference. Like, he's totally right.
This is like Steve Harvey telling people he used to be homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week.
To be fair, I can believe that because Steve Harvey used to be a comedian. Like he's been a comedian for a long, long time. Like I feel like he's been on Family Feud for so
Solar,
long, people might have forgot that. But
Either
yeah, he
Solar
used to be a
can give me, like,
stand-up
any
comedian. And this is like way, way, way back.
I mean, yes, they give me like some eyeball.
So is Cat Williams? Yeah, but
They
everybody
just
knows
tell
that.
the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can
You said that about your first wife. That's some fucked up shit to say. Man.
Right history. The Guy Torrey did a beautiful special about the Comedy Store and Fat Tuesday, where he said that Steve and Cedric and Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish came through there and made all lies. Steve and Cedric never performed at the Comedy Store at all. Tiffany was only seen at the Laugh Factory. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his...
I mean, I've always thought Kevin Hart was kind of funny, but like,
wait, so
man, it's like
so Cat Williams,
called
Kevin Hart like an industry
oh
plan.
my god, and so like it makes me wonder, like, because basically what he's saying is he's saying that the people look at who's popular right now, look at why, like, think about why that is. And it's like him and these other people that have been put outside of it because they didn't want to play ball. You know, they didn't want to play the game. That's odd, man. That's really odd. Like, this is... Bro, what the fuck?
His own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading. No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person.
Yeah, Cat
what do
Williams
you
kinda
think a
implying-
plant is? Maybe people don't
Just says it.
God dang.
God damn.
Than the definitions of these words. He just did his documentary with Chris Rock where he shows you that his whole upbringing in comedy was on the East Coast.
Yeah, it was.
So how simultaneously was he here in Los Angeles doing the same thing?
With janitor.
Man. That's crazy.
It did happen.
Why the janitor so
And
tacky?
I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies, but Jussie Smollett gonna keep lying until you say we don't believe you.
All about that one. That dude. Yes, I remember him. Oh my god. That's what God
Like, it's
reference.
important
Yes.
in the checks and balances of the universe that liars not get to make complete narratives for themselves.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again? These are some power people.
What do you mean again?
What do you mean
These
again?
people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why, you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is?
What?
Is to act like it didn't happen.
Man, ZT's so
Jesus
young. Look at
Christ.
this. 5K health.
Oh my, like,
It's normal more.
this is nuts. Like, good shit. Yeah, this is insane, man. What? I've never see, like, I've seen Cat Williams comedy specials, right? I've seen him in a few movies. I had like, what the? This is crazy.
They all do the same job. Why do you think Gary Owen can't cross over and he already white and been in comedy for 25 years? If what I say ain't the case. It's a cabal. It's a consortium. They rock with who they rock with and they don't with who they don't. But I'm not scared of being the competition any more than you were when you lined up across from a superior team. Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
Right.
They have all the assets and resources and we don't. But let us get on the line, boy.
He getting up.
And see if that factors in. I guarantee you it won't.
Wow.
because Shannon Sharp got to be a different person than that other person.
Absolutely.
And he always was. That doesn't change when I change teams. That remains the same. That's how a legacy is built. So all of these shortcut takers, they canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
This is unbelievable. Like, he telling the truth. I just like, what the fuck, man?
What am I supposed to do? He did all of that. I'm thinking I'm the only black person on the script. I get there, there's 3 other black guys on there. Woo.
Yeah, like a
You wonder what they did to get that. I told him no. What y'all do?
That's so fucked up, man. Oh my God. Jesus.
And this is why when I walk in a room, heads go down.
They like
behind my
water,
back, I'm nothing. I'm just a regular old comedian that's bitter and jealous. But in my face, no, no, no. The king has walked in and they have to respect it only because I've not taken the shortcuts. I've not been funded. They pay you to not talk about things they don't want you to talk about. They tell you that themselves. I can't do that because Steve told you that he stopped doing stand-up because he had 7 TV shows. The only problem is when he stopped stand-up, he didn't have those 7 TV shows.
But my character...
Oh my God.
Damn, as you can actually get affect by radiation.
Do you think this is gonna cause more racism toward black people? No, no. I mean, like, no, of course not. It's got nothing to do with that. What do you mean? No, bro. Like, what? Where do you get that? What? Because maybe Harvey Weinstein was racist? Like, who gives a fuck? Guy's a freak.
He stopped stand-up because he got in a comedy battle called the Championship of Stand-Up Comedy with one Cat Williams in Detroit in front of 10,000 people and lost because Cat Williams...
I cannot go further.
Said he was actually bald and that was a wig. And I went in and that's why he couldn't do stand-up anymore. Imagine.
What the fuck? Bro, what?
Imagine him coming to tell you another story where he got so big and it was Bernie and them's fault because they wanted to be movie stars. What? You called Ocean 11 to get that nigga's part. What do you mean you didn't want to be a movie star? So on the behalf of Bernie, I would have to say what I have to say.
Have you ever been on tour with any of these guys?
Every guy I mentioned to you is not funny out there in real life.
Green flash. Oh yeah, I definitely got.
So no.
I definitely got a radiation.
Faison's never done his own tour in 30.
Just talking mad fucking shit. God damn.
Oh shit, I got it.
Years, Steve Harvey don't do stand-up no more. Cedric doesn't write. I'm sorry, he doesn't write. Ricky Smiley has been playing the same old black woman forever. Like, you can't get a young fan base with that. Like, you gotta be doing karaoke around the country to make that work.
Right.
And he is.
Oh my God.
But I'm a stand-up comedian. This is my 19th 100-city tour. I'm not gonna have a conversation with these lazy...
Wait, really?
Oh boy.
Bums that'll take a shortcut at any point. Yes, it's easy.
19th 100 city.
Not corruption,
bro.
The solar clip.
Oh my God.
Here for you to juice than to get in the gym. But you don't get to bring that body in here talking crazy.
Talk about how good you look.
What? No, there's too many comics out there
He
that
called
are
them
putting
bums?
their
He said
life
they're
on the line
lazy.
to tell these jokes, man.
Okay. Let's get to your upbringing. We're going to circle back and we'll get some...
I want to protect it real quick, because you had said for the Kings of Comedy, it was in 2018, 2019, but did you mean 1999? Because it came out in 2000, so I just want to make sure.
No, I didn't. No. So what I meant to say was, remember, he said I couldn't do stand-up anymore. I had 7 TV shows. I said he didn't have any of those TV shows at the time.
I know you talking about Cedric.
Joke stealer from Cedric.
Cedric.
Okay,
He
so,
had said that
okay.
2018, 2019, but it came out in 2000. So I just
How
want
to
to
wait
make sure.
until
No. What comes out in 2000?
It's a whole, it's a
The
solo
original Kings of Comedy.
Right.
went off again.
I'm on BET's Comic View, and they're using this as the commercial in 1998.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying, yeah. So if I said the date's wrong,
Okay,
yeah,
is it
so-
maybe I'll kind of
Let's go back and clear that up.
Okay.
You said
yeah.
You got fact check.
I had
Yep.
Cedric on here.
wait, Joker? Wait, is there a sec? Oh, sorry. Is there a second Joker movie? It flopped? Okay, let me see.
Hey, what's up, guys? Up here. So today we're going to be talking about Joker
Gotta-
2.
I don't
Fully
usually
Adjue.
changing the
This
wings
is
that
the
much.
sequel of the original Joker film from 2019, and right now the reviews are in and people are very disappointed. Not only is this film a disappointment at the box office, but viewers of the film are walking out of theaters giving very bad reviews. Overall, a very big disappointment, and a lot of people have a very simple question. Why was this movie even made? Well, the answer is pretty simple. It's a cash grab. And I believe in the very controversial opinion that maybe we should have some more standalone films, right? Just one successful film, no unnecessary sequels. However, a lot of times when you have a successful first film, sequels are made as a simple cash grab, and they often work to not only damage the reputation of the franchise as a whole, but sometimes it damages the original story as well, and that's what happened with Joker 2. In fact, a lot of people believe that this film was basically made out of spite for the fans of the first film. They genuinely believe that this was made to be a big middle finger to the fans of the original Joker film from 2019. Now let's go back to that film, the original Joker, 2019. This was a film that a lot of people did not expect to succeed. It was kind of doomed in many different ways. It was being directed by Todd Phillips, who is most known for doing the Hangover trilogy. Also, it was a story, a background story of the Joker, and a lot of people were just like, who even asked for this? But we know the story
who did
came
the
out,
second movie? The second
and it was
Joker
a
movie.
huge success. A lot of people fell in love with the story. They fell in love with the character, or at least sympathized with the character Arthur Fleck. Ended up being a enormous box office success, getting over $1 billion, becoming the first R-rated film to do so, and also it was extremely well reviewed by the audience scores. And of course, there was some mishap in the media. A lot of people were making ridiculous claims about this film in the months leading up until its release. There was a general narrative out there where people were trying to say that this film, the original Joker, was going to inspire an incel uprising where people, these incels, would go to the movie theater and they'd be inspired by this story and go out and, I'll say this on YouTube, commits mass Minecrafting of people. That's what they genuinely thought would happen, which is kind of ironic how this film was being demonized by the media, and then it's a story about someone being kicked down by everyone in society. But anyways, there were no massacres as a result of this film. In fact, the only thing that looks like a massacre coming out of this film is Joker 2, Fully Adjue. Now, we should have known better with a title like that. You knew this was going to be
Joker 2, like, why does they need to make a second movie?
Slop. And the big thing, the big change between the first film and this one,
like, I don't understand,
was that this was going to be a pseudo-musical, where basically they're going to interweave a bunch of musical performances throughout the film, which is a very odd choice for this film based on what happened in the original one. But that is something that was a big departure. And I'm not going to spoil anything, I'm just going to talk very generally, but in the film itself, some people really consider the musical performances to not only be the filler, the fluff holding together the terrible story, that it was actually like propping up the story entirely, which is insane because in Joker 2, the storyline is so boring and just a regurgitation of most of the events of the first film. It's genuinely boring. So some people actually thought the musical numbers were more interesting than the story, which is an insane thing to say about a Joker film. But overall, there is a lot to say about this, and I think the storyline is so convoluted. I think this review really captures it. So, citing a quote from the first Joker film, "You wouldn't get it." And then they reply saying, "Yeah, no one does, bro. What's going on here?" Referring to the story of Joker 2, which again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but
what is the story of Joker
it
2
picks
about?
up
Like,
where the
I
last
saw the
film left
first
off.
one really good.
Arthur
Like,
Fleck
why does
goes
they
on
need to make a
trial for
second one?
the crimes of the Joker, and it becomes a sort of how responsible is he for all of these actions and these murders and terrible things. And basically, to skip forward to the end, the ending is just atrocious. It's the worst thing ever. It basically makes the entire first film completely meaningless, and it takes away all of the mystery surrounding that film, the ambiguities. It takes away really the hearts of that entire movie.
So they just ruined
and
the
it
entire
really
movie.
not only like this story in Joker 2 didn't just destroy Joker 2, it destroyed the first film too, which is amazing. A two stones with one bird kind of situation, a whole bunch of goofery right there. But the funny thing is, in terms of performances, Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga both did well. Like, I don't think anyone's shocked about Phoenix, but Lady Gaga, you know, she did what she's supposed to, right? She's supposed to go in there and sing some musical numbers. Her take on Harley Quinn is a much more different one than we've seen. She's not just some pet for Joker to play with. She's more of a crazy, fanatical person obsessed with the Joker, but that's a whole different route. But they really did what they could.
Oh, they just
for these
sabotaged
roles.
like
The
the
story
movie.
was just
That is-
so bad. Like, it doesn't matter how good the acting is when the story is that bad. You can't fix the issue when the bones of the story are the problem. Now, reflecting on the end of this movie and how it dismantled the events of the first Joker film, it's no surprise that the director Todd Phillips says now he's done with the DC universe. Basically
He's done
saying,
with the
"Yep,
DC, yeah,
I
you make
destroyed
some
that, and now I'm gonna move
trash."
on and, you know, say no more on the subject." Well, there is a genuine theory out there, and a lot of people believe this, and I think there's some merit to it. There's something off about Joker 2. It feels like a deliberate middle finger to the fans of the first film. It's trying to undermine everything that it was building up. It's basically like one of those scenarios where you weren't supposed to like the character, but people did anyways. People liked the character Arthur
So
Fleck,
it's just
and they
so
even
they just
sympathized with
deliberately
him.
sabotage.
And unfortunately, that wasn't the goal of
Yeah.
Phillips. Apparently, you were supposed to hate Arthur Fleck, and he was very upset about it. So he comes out with a couple $100 million joke where he's going to go own the chuds who liked Arthur Fleck by
Oh.
dismantling his character entirely in the second film.
so-
It's a very elaborate gotcha moment, but yeah, a very
let me just ruin my
unwelcomed
theory
one.
to
And a lot of
own
people,
the-
like I said, feel like
fucking
this
ass.
whole film, Joker 2, was an FU to the fans of the original film, which is, again, a
I
costly
see.
own on the chuds. We've seen scenarios like this before in media where there's characters you're not supposed to like, but fans end up liking them, and then the directors panic and then try to rewrite the character in the most ridiculous ways to make you look like a fool for liking them in the first place. We've seen it with The Man in the High Castle. We've seen it most recently with The Boys, you know, like, "Oh, you stupid chuds, you're not supposed to like Homelander, he's stupid." And then they have to make him comedically embarrassing and ridiculous in the latest season to make you feel stupid for liking him,
Oh,
or
that-
even enjoying the
yeah.
character in any sort of
No
way.
wonder.
That's kind of what was going on with Arthur Fleck in the first Joker film. You weren't supposed to like him, apparently, and now you have Phillips very angry trying to unwind anything you would have liked about that first film. Like I said, they didn't just destroy Joker 2, they destroyed the first film as well, which is impressively bad.
All I can say is that they just throw away $1 billion IP for this shit. It's probably probably close to 1 billion. Because I refuse to believe that someone out there doing this shit and believe that they're not wasting money. They're saving people. They want to be. All I say is just this shit is just trash. They wasting so much money for this thing, and what is they got nothing. Like, I don't think they even gain money from the second one, right? I think they're losing a lot of like goodwill for people. So yeah.
And it seems almost intentional at that point. All this to get an own on people, which is amazing how someone can get so much funding for something that is basically a personal middle finger to fans of your own work. Kind of crazy. But the audience scores are reflective of that. Obviously, not everything from like Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that always means something. But one thing I do find kind of as a legitimate thing to look at is when the audience score and the critic scores are really similar and also really low. That generally means something. It generally means it's really bad. Okay, you don't see it happen too often where both sides agree that something's really bad, and that's what's happening.
Okay, that's really bad. Like the Rotten Tomatoes critic review. If critic review is it low, that means the movie is extremely bad. Like majority of movie critic is also like activist, and if they become it low, then yeah, that definitely something something wrong. Oh god. Like both critic and the thing they do, and it's just oh my god, it's loading again.
No matter what site you look at, all the reviews are very similar. They're both low from critics and regular audience scores as well. And there's no excuse for this right now. I mean, think about DC products right now. You have the Joker flopping hard, but then at the same time, we're witnessing The Penguin on HBO Max, which is absolutely killing it right now. And I would very highly recommend you check this out. I mean, it's already breaking all kinds of records for a first-time premiering show on HBO Max. And on top of that, the audience scores are phenomenal. People are really, really happy with this story. And another one that kind of felt like Joker, where people like, did we really want this story in the first place? But man, oh man, are they killing it so far with that. So again, I highly recommend The Penguin. Definitely worth checking out. But to put a nail in the Joker 2, this was a monumental flop. And again, another example of a cash grab sequel that went beyond just disappointment. It literally tarnished the first film that so many people, like myself, enjoyed. A story that did what it had to do, made a very compelling story, and left just enough ambiguity at the end where it made it interesting and it had a little bit of mystery to it. But all of those gaps have now been filled in the worst way possible, and all the things you liked about the first film have been completely dismantled. Like, I cannot believe this actually happened, but it should have been too surprising knowing this was a sequel and likely a cash grab. But beyond that, it seemed like a personal vendetta from its own director against the fans of his own original work. But for now, it's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topic in the comment section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Dude, I don't understand why do people want to do this thing, like want to ruin their own IP. Like you're wasting so much money to ruin your own IP, like everything you make. So yeah, quite horrible TikToker situation. Oh, let's see these guys yapping.
Mr. Prada. Mr. Prada is in jail in North Texas right now. It's a warrant out of Louisiana. So if you don't know who he is, he's 20-year-old Terrion Thomas.
Police say he is a suspect in the killing of a well-known Baton Rouge therapist, William Nick Abraham.
The death of 69-year-old William Abraham, better known as Nicky, is slowly sinking in for friends and loved ones.
To the brutal murder, with the victim found wrapped in a tarp on Highway 51.
But he killed his therapist? Or is he got killed?
Also, I do want to say I'm going to be doing a meet and greet in PAX Melbourne, Australia, the 11th of October. That's going to be between 5 to 9 p.m. We're selling some Darkwood merch and also an exclusive poster that you can't get in the store. All the details and stuff you need will be linked down below. I don't know if I like this hair. I mean, the hair was better, but then I went on a run and now it's... I mean, it's
the Karen haircut, yeah.
So I've talked a lot about TikTok drama. I'm actually quite sick of it, but this one is insane. Surely the title of the video at the bottom is the TikToker situation is crazy or insane, but there is a TikToker right now who is unironically being accused of game ending his therapist. Don't you love the internet? The fact that I'm talking about a serious real life issue, but I have to say the word game end so the video gets monetized. Definitely not dystopian at all. So there's a TikToker called Mr. Prada. His real name is Terrion Thomas, and he was arrested by Dallas police on the 1st of October, so a couple of days ago as of recording. And it's actually possible that he might have carried the reset a therapist named William Abraham. There is something really uniquely evil that I'm talking about, like a real life situation here, but I have to use like baby, goo goo gaga, Peggy, 3+ words. I do want to say, I'm probably going to say game end a lot in this video. If you want to know where that came from, it's not even my bit. Well, it is my bit, but I stole it. Basically, there was a bunch of like Fortnite machinima channels, and they would use baby speak to try to get as many ads in their videos as possible.
Even for me, the god of the Vikings, I think you're pretty evil.
Well, I don't need you. I'll game end him myself.
What the hell is this shit?
So again, instead of saying that they were gonna, you know, someone, they would say game end. As of recording the script, Thomas is currently being charged with aggravated criminal damage to property, unauthorized use of a motor vehicle, and resisting an officer. But you might be wondering, how did we get here? Now, for context, Mr. Prada is a 20-year-old TikToker who has 2 accounts and over 4 million followers. 4 million followers on TikTok is about 1,000 YouTube subs. I'm going to keep making that joke, by the way. I'm going to keep making the bit about how hyper-inflated TikTok numbers are. I swear, you will see someone on TikTok with 20 million followers, which is like some of the biggest YouTubers on the platform, and 20 million on TikTok it's actually nothing. So he was originally known for making, you know, pretty basic, relatable TikToks, because relatable comedy, as we know, is the comedy that sells the most to Gen Z. Why make a joke or a skit if it doesn't apply to you? If it applies to you, you can probably look at it on your phone and go, haha, so true. I'm going to click share and send it to all my friends. Or I'm going to be that one annoying moron that goes into the comment section, finds a funny comment, and then tags my friend. By the way, if you do that, you are so lame. You are so lame. I'd rather you do what the 7-year-olds do and steal the top comment and repost it, hoping to get updates. Like, mate, just screenshot the comment and send it in the group chat. You lazy creature. So there were some themes in this content, like, for example, revolving around school, having a crush, dealing with friendships, and spreading the gospel on how amazing the new Dochi mixtape is. God, I pray to the heavens I said that name right. I pray, like my hands are shaking. I can't be having a triple red. Good Kid, Mad City, Metro's booming track. I can't. I'm gonna implode if I mispronounce another thing. Now, one of the reasons he blew up is for that nostalgic feel. A lot of his content seemed to be quite reminiscent of the early days of Vine. Basically, it's someone trying to get their foot in the door by doing relatable comedy. By the way, when I said like it feels like Vine, that's not a good thing, by the way, especially early Vine, because early Vine was some of the most unfunny memes imaginable.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
But obviously, it's nowhere near as harmful to your health as consuming slop content like on this channel. Now, Mr. Prada has been in a lot of controversy before this huge event happened. He's been accused quite a lot of plagiarizing other TikTok content creators in a similar way to what Nara Smith was doing. If you remember, I talked about her a couple of videos ago. Basically, she ran like a cooking TikTok and was accused of stealing from other cooking TikTok channels. And I feel like it's very easy to call out plagiarism on TikTok. I mean, I remember the video that H-Bomber did, I think it was over a year ago now, and he basically broke down these lengthy videos and how people were copying from other creators. And it takes time to analyze 2 videos that are long side by side to point out the plagiarism. That is very hard.
Okay, how even possible? The cooking TikTok, like, how even consider you paralyzing the cooking video? It's not that hard to find a recipe on the TikTok, like finding like a recipe like on the internet and cook it and film it. Is it because they copy like the recipe? Is it they copy the recipe or the way they're doing it?
Hard to do, but obviously it's so much easier to do it on TikTok, because on TikTok every video is like, it's probably 60 seconds, because 60 seconds pays you the most amount of ad revenue, and anything over that you're kind of just doing overtime for free. That's why me, for example, I complain constantly about how much I hate 1-minute videos, despite the fact that every single TikTok on my page is exactly 1 minute. So an example here is someone is basically claiming that Mr. Prada is using a sound or a caption as another TikTok creator, creating this like bizarre fake scenario of before you go to sleep.
What?
Now, you can see that the original TikTok didn't really do that well at all, like a couple hundred likes. And then the TikTok he made did millions of likes. I'll be honest, this does happen a lot on TikTok. I've seen it. This isn't exclusive with Mr. Prada. It's like, for example, when someone will make like a soundbite or a noise, the noise itself, the original TikTok that used the noise, gets like no views, and then someone steals it, turns it into something else, and they basically steal all the clout. And there were other various
so
TikToks as well, of people doing the same thing, and then Mr. Prada would do it like days, weeks, or months later. And this stuff goes back as far as 2020. Now, if you go onto Mr. Prada's TikTok right now, you'll see that his videos have got insane numbers, like tens of millions of views. Each TikTok is getting well over 1 million views consistently, and a lot of the hype is actually built around the fact that people are looking at his account to see where he is right now. One thing you'll actually see is a lot of people saying, commenting to be in the documentary, "You're wanted for murder?" ? I like how the one that said you're wanted for murder is just obviously an 8-year-old. It's probably the same kind of person that go, "Oh, that's a murderer." So there's people on Twitter that start tweets by saying, "Oh, that's like, shush, be quiet, be quiet." And a lot of people have started a chain on his most recent videos, basically saying, "Did you know you have 30 minutes? I mean, look at this. This was 2 days ago. Did you know you have 30 minutes? Yes. 30 minutes for what? One thing you'll notice, by the way, if someone asks a question to a vague TikTok, okay, let me give an example.
Like, I never
been scrolling on TikTok, right? Or YouTube Shorts. I'm going to say that so the video doesn't get thrown out the algorithm. YouTube Shorts. I love to use it. YouTube Shorts. Did you know when I say subscribe, the subscribe button glows down below? Did you know that? If you're scrolling on TikTok at like pretty early hours in the morning, you might be recommended these bizarre TikToks that just don't make any sense. Like, for example, still water with horror music, and then it has like 300,000 likes, and you're like, okay, well, I don't understand the bit. I don't know what's wrong with that. And then you go to the comments section, and the comments will be people begging as hard as they can to try to get the blue comment. The blue comment is basically standing out in the comment section. That is someone that has been bed rotting all day, but if they get a blue comment, they might try to actually get out the bed the next day, but if they do, they'll probably just go play League of Legends or Overwatch 2. Where was I even going with this bit? I feel like I'm just trying to rent everyone on TikTok right now. Actually, I don't know where I was going with the bit. wait, it'll come to me. It will come to me. So if you see someone ask a question on what is the video about, you'll see a bunch of people say, "What does this mean? What does this mean?" And usually the top comment will be someone with a throwaway account, no profile picture, saying IDK. The way these accounts talk about Mr. Prada copying them is pretty reminiscent of other huge creators. There were huge Twitter accounts that were constantly accused of plagiarism years ago, like, for example, Dory, Common White Girl, So Damn True. These were accounts that would basically just steal a person's tweet. And the really funny thing is about gimmick accounts, no matter who you are, it is only a matter of time until that mask slips. Like, every single gimmick account that exists on Twitter right now has definitely had like a mask slip moment at some point, you know, where they've gave their personal thoughts and views on something, and then they get a massive amount of unfollows because people are like, no, I came here for the troll face. I came here for the man who said he will never, and then he does the thing and I spit out my cereal. I don't want to hear about your opinion. Wait, you're trying to raise a PayPal because your friend's gonna go homeless? Gay. I'm obviously not making fun of situations like that, by the way. More the fact that people just act so indifferent to very serious situations because they followed the account originally for quirky memes. Now, he was eventually called out for the plagiarizing back in 2022, and he admitted it. I mean, he probably could have sat there and been like, no, I didn't. Loads of people did it. But no, he owned up to his actions. But he didn't really seem to care about what other creators felt. Now, despite the plagiarism, it seems that Mr. Prada was struggling with some very personal issues as well, and he posted pretty concerning videos, as well as just shaving his eyebrows and his head. In one of these videos, he mentioned struggling with bipolar disorder, also depression, and talking about how his life had become a nightmare.
Don't do anything drastic unless you want to look like this. Life is a prison. Get me the out.
What the fuck happened?
Like, I just woke up yesterday.
I just turned around. That guy's
I looked at the ceiling. I said, I got bipolar. I'm bipolar. Yeah. Y'all never seen anybody that's bipolar before? See, I was trying to hide it, but it just slipped out. I was almost perfect.
Okay, so this shows the free slam. Did you drop anything?
I got to start from scratch.
So it's really obvious that he wasn't in the best mindset, but despite that, he still had to create content. I think that's one of the most soul-crushing things about content creation is whenever you're not making content, you're technically losing money. And a lot of content creators are trapped in that cycle where if they're not working, What are you doing? Wait, you want to go on holiday? I mean, yeah, you can do that, but then people are going to stop watching you, right? You're going to get less views, right? You can't have time off. No. If you have time off, other people are going to fill that spot, and then you're going to fall off. It is funny because a lot of people do say YouTube is the dream job, and it 100% is. I have been doing this for like 7 years, and I still love what I do every single day. The ability to, you know, make content, like, for example, the Darkwood video. But there is also that aspect as well that you're also kind of a slave to Google and YouTube. Me, when I'm a billionaire, and I have to wake up, walk 7 steps to my computer, turn it on, and record videos. My life is so hard. Now, over the last couple of days, people became very suspicious when there was a post from the... Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're setting me up, right? You're setting me up. Why is there always a word like this every video? Why are we setting me up now? I'm going to try it. This was from the Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office, and they shared screenshots of Mr. Prada because he was a person of interest, and that was regarding the case of William Nicholas Abraham. Now, you're probably wondering, why is he a person of interest? Well, apparently, this person of interest was caught driving and crashing the vehicle of Abraham a couple of days after Abraham's body was found, being located on the side of a highway. So basically, person of interest means we're not going to put an arrest warrant out, but we probably think he's connected in some way. So at this point, the post garnered more and more attention, and a lot of people started to claim
it doesn't
this
do
could
anything.
be
Mr.
Prada himself.
Won.
Now, before going any further, we should probably talk about Mr. Abraham. Now, as previously mentioned, he was murdered and his body was wrapped in a tarp outside of Highway 51 in Louisiana. Now, according to the sheriff and coroner's office, they ruled Abraham's death as being killing with blunt force trauma, which is, you know, basically the body being hit by force. But it's also important to note that that isn't penetration with an object like a knife. So this could be things like car accidents, assaults. Even if, let's say, an old person took a tumble down the stairs, that can be classified as a blunt force trauma. But looking deeper into the situation, it seems that Abraham himself had a interesting past, to say the least. So William Nicholas Abraham, or, you know, as he was known, Dr. Nick, he was a therapist and former Catholic priest in the Baton Rouge area of Louisiana. Now, according to his website, he specialized in topics such as substance abuse, anxiety, depression, and also had an emphasis on LGBT-related issues. Nice. Now, before becoming a therapist, like I said, he was a Catholic priest, and that was for 14 years. But back in 2015, Dr. Nick was accused of... You know what? I can't even read that. I'm just gonna show it on screen, and I'm gonna show the first letter so you can have a guess on what it is. Now, Dr. Nick was initially charged for this, but was promptly released after posting a $25,000 bond, and also there was no case brought to trial. So not too long after Dr. Nick's death started circling around the internet, more information on Mr. Prada and his possible connection to Dr. Nick started to come out. There was footage of what looked like to be Mr. Prada crashing Dr. Nick's car and running away, and that was going viral all over TikTok, especially on Twitter as well. A lot of people actually pointed out that he was wearing a similar outfit to the last TikTok that he posted as well. And supposedly, it seems that Mr. Prada was caught driving Dr. Nick's car when he stopped to go to the store. And then he was stopped by police, but instead of listening to officers, he drove off, crashed, and then ran away. Hence why he was charged for criminal damages, unauthorized use of a car, and resisting an officer. But notice as well, though, how Mr. Prada has not been charged with Dr. Nick's death. That's simply because Dr. Nick's death is still under investigation at the time of recording this video. And they're trying to see if Mr. Prada has any connection to his death. But many people are still accusing Mr. Prada, thinking that he did do the murder, and even trying to say that Mr. Prada was actually that 11-year-old child who accused Dr. Nick of the words that I can't say. The internet does love to speculate with a bunch of things with literally no proof, but Dr. Nick's previous attorney basically confirmed that Thomas is not the same person who made that accusation towards Nick. So Mr. Prada is not the 11-year-old child. That's coming from an ex-solicitor. The other claim seems to be as well that Mr. Prada was showing us warning signs the entire time, but again, it's really hard to confirm at this time like what the motives are, if there are any, even if this murder took place. Now, you might think that this is the first instance of a TikToker being accused with a possible murder, but unsurprisingly, it is actually not the first time. Now, there was an account called Jin the Kid, and he was a YouTuber slash TikToker, and his bit was known for doing various impressions of people, like, for example, Scarface's character, Tony Montana. Come on.
Pack your things. I gotta take it to him myself.
And he was recently sentenced to 2 25-year-to-life sentences for murdering his wife, Anna, and her friend, Rayburn Barron. Supposedly, he murdered them because he was trying to catch his wife cheating on him. However, it also seems as well from court documents that Ali was extremely abusive himself, Ali being Jin the kid, basically trying to make the point that no one could have her if he couldn't. The case actually got so much attention that it was recently turned into a documentary called TikTok Star Murders. And even at one point, 50 Cent was brought on to produce the documentary. So it does go to show there ain't no seats on that bike. So the situation with Mr. Prada is still ongoing at the minute. This could turn out to be, you know, just nothing. He's got no association at all. People do love to run with things on the internet, and then you ask them for proof, and they'll be like, oh, well, I saw a blue comment 3 scrolls ago. Yeah, that's my proof. A blue comment. But one thing's for sure, it does seem to be that Mr. Prada's mental health is not good at all. And if it's true, Dr. Nick was counseling him at the time as a therapist. But yeah, I definitely feel that this is going to be like a follow-up video because there's just too much here to not do like some kind of coverage afterwards. So I'll let you guys know. That's really all I can do.
But yeah, well, it's getting late, so I'm gonna head off and make my dinner and relax. I'll maybe stream early tomorrow, so yeah. See ya. Bye bye.